で力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、 力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、 力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、みんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。よっと、
Alright.
Okay,
Hello,
yeah,
guys.
yeah, we are here. Oh, they got two ban. Okay, okay. And the Frederick takedown on the side of HAO. Are you see there, Tori?
Yeah, you were meant to cue me in, literally, bro. Jesus Christ, man. You were meant to say hi to the audience. Hello, guys. What's up with the finals? And then cue me in. Hello, guys. What's good? We are here and we are live for the very grand finals. Best of 5 here, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, one and only caster Black Manta is going to be hosting the whole thing tonight alongside me, Carl, and Real Time Production. But yeah, so far, the picks and bans, the lobby bans, if you can recall, Black Manta, what were they, man?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I kind of lost the headspace there, but yeah, we are back in tonight's finals, and I can see Seki saying that he's holding a popcorn right there. I really want to make you eat that popcorn and enjoy it, but then again, let's get back to the game. I'm here with Kyle, the one and only, not Kyle himself, and then we also have a very interesting matchup here. I mean, we look at SOTEN KISHIDAN. I mean, what do you say about these bans? They've taken their first two bans, Kyle. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean the lobby bans for HAO was Lucas and Cecilia, if I'm not mistaken. Taking out that beastly man, Lucas, and taking out that late game damage from Cecilia is a very, very vital one for them. And you can see their pick so far. The Granger coming in. Granger's a normal ban, but me seeing him not banned here and being the very first pick for HAO is going to be quite something. But Melissa, an easy counter for that guy as well. So, oh, I don't know. You are the expert when it comes to talking about these teams. So I'm just gonna let you walk these guys through the bans and the picks here, man.
Yeah, okay. So the bans for Sote Kishidan in the draft phase was Irithel. They took down the Irithel and they also took down another character I'm really struggling to remember right now. But then again, there's the
Glue.
third ban
That's
from
glue,
the
right?
side of yeah, glue, exactly. Thanks for the reminder, Carl. They're also trying yet so hard. You can see this is a team that is really trying to make sure that Sote Kishidan, popular picks are not used. The Hamu's takedown from the HAO is trying to prevent Hosho Lantern here from locking down his signature pick. So this is a team that has studied their opponents and are trying their best to make sure that their opponents don't get much of an option to use their strength here. You can see that Alucard ban preventing Kempachi from doing his thing as an Alucard main that he is. Alucard is the Kempachi will be the one to make the pick. I wonder what he's gonna go for. But from the looks of it, there's a lot of CC on the side of Sote Kishidan, and there's a lot of mobility on the side of HAO as they lock down the Cloud Walker from Kedia Riverlands himself. But then with all this, Carl, I mean, with all this, there's a lot of squishiness though. I mean, think about it, Melissa and Aurora. I mean, that's really squishy, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I know that again. You're the expert here. I'm just the newbie to Mobile Legends here. But like, I don't think Link is the best choice to go up against Aurora with that CC. Camilla also has that massive CC as well. We have Melissa with the ultimate. She can literally zone you out and take you down. So I don't think Link was the best call here. Maybe I'm wrong, but what do you think about that call there for the jungler on our side?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like they've zoned him out because they kind of forced Kempachi's hand here. I mean, his main is Alucard, and then Kempachi also goes for the Fredrin. But then again, how kind of shot themselves in the leg by banning the Fredrin, and then you can see that Sote Kishidan kind of like, okay, hey, you want to give us a taste of our own medicine, so we're gonna give you a taste of your own medicine too. We're gonna ban the Alucard, preventing Kempachi from using the Alucard, knowing that Kempachi is the star player of HAO and one of the HAO's strengths, and then forcing Kempachi to make decisions like this. I mean, we've got Link, but the Link's Tempest of Blades cannot pass through Melissa's go away. So I really want to see how he's gonna navigate this. Really, it's a complicated situation. But then again, I really want to believe that Kempachi has enough experience on the Link to maneuver this situation. But really, it's anyone's game at this point. Both teams are looking really good with that draft. I love the Akai and the Hylos on the HAO team, and I also love the Belric and the Aurora, especially the Camilla, bringing a lot of CC on the side of Sote Kishidan. So it's really anyone's game. There's enough control. There's enough damage coming in from the Julian and the Melissa. There's also enough mobility coming in from the Ling and the Granger and the Fasa as well with that rotation and Vary. So really, it's anyone's match. So far, so good. I mean, anyone match, really. It's anyone match.
Yeah, anyone's game, that's for sure. And now they are going to kick things off. But again, if I'm not mistaken, from the stats we have seen so far, HAO have not dropped a single map in the event. So far, not a single game. And SOTEN, if I'm not mistaken, did lose to them earlier on. So, this is a rematch there. Now, SOTEN have everything in the world to actually leave for and try to prove now. But HAO, on the other hand, sitting pretty now, just looking to get the grand final done and dusted. Now, look at that goal lane, Granja and Melissa, early engagement here. But of course, Granja has to go and play safe. You don't want to overextend against that Melissa in the early game there. It might not be the best call, but so far, junglers are doing their thing. You can see that farming happening now. The farming simulators in the early game. That's why I like to call junglers. They need to go on farm, get to level 4, and started bringing that damage for their team. But so far, junglers doing their work and no engagements. Of course, it's too early on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still early. So right now they can still just farm, do the early thing, just take the minions and make sure that you don't commit to unnecessary fights. Because right now, what you need to make sure, there's an engagement right there, but it's a slight trade-off of the HP. This is still in the early, so you really want to make sure that you don't engage in unnecessary fights. Right now, MC has an advantage. Dracaris will try to poke right there with the Rhapsody, but then again, the marksman are usually one of the early ones to get ganked easily. Equalizer is already low, needs to go back to the base. But really, I do agree with you. It's still early, so this is the best of 5, and both teams are not really, they don't look like they're in a hurry to really start, with the kills and all. They know that everything is at stake here. I mean, you've got, both teams are going to get something. Even the losing team will get something, but still, we still want to go for the biggest prize if possible. And I love the fact that both teams understand that and are not hasty enough to engage in unnecessary commitments here. But Jerry, can we go to the mid lane a bit? Can we take a view on the mid lane?
Production, by the way, guys, production, please, please take note. Volumes are very low. The mics are lower than the game sound. That makes it guys. Again, what does that fight happening? And that's going to be a very quick trade-off. And it's, oh my god, 3 for nil. And it's all down to SOTEN as they are going to get the very early trade-off here now. Might be another one. Akai, Melissa overextended there. She's going to go back. Granja closing in as well. Trying to go in for that fight. But now look at that goal lane. It might be something happening there. Granja and Melissa now. Jungle as well, the red buff. Link gonna get zoned out entirely. It's a 3v1. They are gonna zone him out. But I think the Rex is gonna be able to steal that red buff for himself, and still, yeah, he just secured the objective. So it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, that was a 2-for-1 trade-off in favor of SOTEN KISHIDAN, and this MC really understanding how Julian works, really making sure that he takes advantage of Julian's early game strength. You see, early game Julian is actually something that can be quite dangerous, especially if the enemy team or your opponent doesn't understand that Julian really scales off early game and fast enough. So I really love the fact that HAO understands this and HAO are really trying their best not to focus their attention on him and instead
look at that gold lane. Look at that gold lane. Jesus Christ. That was a 4v1 gang. That was a 4v1 gang. That was so unfair.
Well, it's to be expected, really. I mean, we've got a situation whereby, this Melissa is bound to become a problem in the late game, right? I mean, you've got the ultimate that's going to be a problem for Kempachi. So, I mean, it's understandable, right?
Of course, that's it. You want to go and take out Melissa as early as you can. Make sure she's probably on the farm, and you can just walk with that. But now the buff is going to be coming down to that bot lane here. The guy there, Granja, and now Camilla trying to get the CC on, but it's not really going to do much to them. He's going to have to back down. Justified coming in 5 seconds and counting down now. So Akai's in that bush. I think the callouts are going to get given, and of course Lingus goes by 2. So this might be a full-on team fight. Now we see SOTEN trying to get that total investment early on, and might just be a fight, but nobody's engaging yet, and now they come in Ling with the Tempest of Blades, and now Julian collects the total, and the trend once again, the fight comes in, and nobody has been gone down. Still playing the same.
Wow. It was a very interesting engagement there. I mean, I love the fact that MC is really being so confident on the Julian right now, knowing that he's still within Julian's strength. But then again, we've already left the early games. We're now in the mid games. So if Julian needs to make sure that he's not overdoing things at this point, because they have Malem, they've got a Fasa on the end of HAO, and Fasa can tend to scale on a lot of magic damage, especially towards the mid to late games. So right now, the dynamics, the power balance has shifted drastically in HAO's favor. So they need to be sure that, okay, they don't make unnecessary decisions and they don't leverage too much. Oh, we've got a pause. Okay, so like I was saying before, they need to make sure that they don't leverage too much on that power dynamic that is in favor of SOTEN, because we're getting to the mid game. We're in the mid game right now, getting to the late game, meaning that HAO is going to have more advantage here. We've got Hylos with the taking blood passive. Okay, they're requesting for volume. I think they will have some volume problems, Gerard. The commentary chat is looking for volume. Gerard, can we get volumes on our commentary, please? Carl, are you here with me?
Yeah, we're here. Just production will fix it, don't worry.
Okay. So production, I think you take care of that. So like I was saying before, we've got a lot of power balance here. I mean, there's an uneven balance that SOTEN KISHIDAN just lost because the Julian has left the early game, meaning that the HAOs now has an advantage thanks to that passive, that thickened blood passive. It scales on his HP and it gains extra HP from equipment. And then we also got the Akai with the shredding, and also we got the Ling as well, and the Granger. The Granger scales off in the late game. So how are really playing for keeps right now? They're playing for the late game and they're playing for a long and elongated and a stretched game. But so think you don't need to understand that. There's a takedown, right? That can Pachi be the secret jungler, but MC will revenge on that takedown. Oh, there's a feather strike from the far side, but then the glorious pathway comes in from Royal Lion. He'll try to make a play there on the tier 1 on the gold lane, but that will not be enough. There's an engagement that Revitalize has been used, a valuable resource tool being used right there. But will that be worth it? I think I'm not really sure. But then again, there's not really much Royal Lion can do in that situation, really. Right now, he can only defend his tower.
Yeah, that's the thing. Look at that chase now from Bellery going in for the Farsa. The thing about Farsa and that bird is, I don't know why you're chasing, man. Let her go. You can't catch her. But he's going to chase nonetheless, though. And now look at that immediately once again. Link now trying to get, he has gotten the Berserker's heart, the Berserker's fury there. So that's going to be a very vital one now. Totu, there's no contest whatsoever. It's going to be an easy Totu claim now for SOTEN. That's 3 Totus. If I'm not mistaken, that's 3 Totus, yeah? Am I wrong there? That's 3. They go 3. Why?
3. I mean, they've not even like taken a single objective on the side of HAO. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if Kenpachi is kind of holding back and they're just trying to wait for the dynamic shift, like that I talked about in the earlys. They're really trying to make sure that, okay, look, we've got the late gamers, we've got the Hylos, we've got the Granger, we've got the faster, we've got the late gamers. So let's just wait. We're not so really in a haste to really contest for these objectives. So let's just wait for the late game when we have the advantage, and then we can focus on when taking those objectives really matters. The early game objective matter in the terms of the gold, and in terms of the pushing and the wave as well. But then again, I love the fact that HAO understands and they're not in a rush for this to take objectives. But you can see a split pushing on the side of Kenpachi right there on the gold on the EXP lane. Oh, there's a freeze right there.
Yeah, that's the thing about Ling. He can just literally forget the jungling and just go and try to take out lanes. That's exactly what Ling just did there. Now, going back to that bot lane, Melissa, a triple gank can make that a full gank, and of course, why is Vayner helping her? There's nobody. It's a full man team on Melissa, and they are going to show her down. And now the turret definitely gone. Camila trying to maybe contest, but I don't think that was a good call. The old that wasted, and now she has to back down. And this has just not been fair to Melissa. It has literally been her versus the world all evening long. And I think SOTEN, they haven't played really well, no doubt, but they've not been able to help Melissa when she needs them the most. So that's going to be the major problem. They need to find a way now to play behind Melissa. But so far, 4-4. Gold is very close, but SOTEN still have that gold lead, man.
Yeah, a valuable strategy for HAO, in the sense of taking out the Melissa, is actually a very valuable thing for them right now, because Melissa actually counters a significant amount of, actually I think Melissa counters all of HAO's pick. I think it's only the Farsa that is going to give Melissa a very difficult time with the Feather Strike. But then again, if we really think about it, how we are trying to make sure, okay, we want to play for late game. We want to make sure that we have the advantage in the late game. And Melissa is the only person that's going to be the flaw in our plan. So in order to make sure that the late game is softened, and to make sure that we get an easy takeover in the gold lead, the wave lead, the kill lead, we're going to have to suppress this Melissa, and that's going to mean 4-man ganks, regular takeouts, and just unfair, ambushing. And that's what they're doing right now. That's kind of like their game plan right now. And unfortunately, SOTEN KISHIDAN isn't really seeing the bigger picture here. They're not seeing that the moves that HAO are making right now are for the future. And it's really crazy because they're just focused on the now. What's going on now? Are we taking the objective now? Are we winning right now? And all that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you want to go and get objectives, yes, that's a very important part of the game of Mobile Legends, yes, but at the same time, you want to make sure you're not letting any of your teammates be on the farm. Then that's exactly what they're letting Melissa go through now. She's going to be on the farm when they go into that late game, and that might be a major problem. We know the Granger from that, the back line can do a lot of damage. Melissa as well, she's going to be the MM they need to rely on. But now there's a lot of fights coming through on that mid lane. Now there's a full 5-man team here for HAO and SOTEN, 3-player. Julian closing in now in that bush, might see a Kai, and they might start the very first fight. A Kai Link is away, and he's going to save his life a little bit. Now Granger closing in. They're also going to get popped out there, but has to back down. A Kai again, trying to start something off somewhere, but I don't think it might be the best call. Beleric just watching him out, trying to keep the man zoned out. And now there's a load, by the way. So it's all going to come down to who's going to be able to go and get that load first. And we have seen SOTEN get 3 back-to-back Totos, and they're going to get load as well, chat.
Yeah, a very brilliant move from the side of HAO actually, because they know that if they push it too early, their advantage is gonna be lost. This Akai is really just waiting for the right moment to use his heavy spin. We can see that Pine Star strategy coming in, but then again, Kenpachi will come in for the steal. That's a heavy spin from the Akai with a glorious party with the Predator Strike coming in to suppress that Melissa. But unfortunately, HAO will retreat from that fight as Royal Lion goes down to MC, taking their revenge. HAO's gameplay is starting to come into fruition. Their long-term plan that they have been cooking is trying to find its rhythm and find its place right now. But then again, the waves are not, this is one of the disadvantages of losing those early game objectives. Those early game objectives are supposed to help your waves and your turrets. Losing the turrets, losing the objective, losing the waves in the early game, but gaining the late game lord. I really want to see how well this plays out for HAO.
Yeah, the funny thing is, on YT, there's a huge delay there. Daniel says something about knowing HAO's retry is bad. I don't know if that Lord is safe, but, well, I think you got proven wrong there. Link able to claim that Lord for his side, and now they have Fortune Combinator. Now, Julian, of course, the enhanced you to go and save the man. Link has to go back. Bear comes to save Julian, has to help the man, and Granger now a lot of damage. Granger almost confirms the kill and all. The doors, Julian goes down, Bele owns there, and now the full damage zone comes in. Camila, if you a party with Melissa again, you cannot suppress that lady. She's gonna find that kill. Granger goes down. The battle fight now, mid lane, everybody exchanges coming through. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Still a 4v4, and now they are just gonna back down. But faster there, no, that was a bad call. Melissa shuts her down, and now it's a 2-for-1 trade as we get all going again for a regroup here, man.
A brilliant strategy from the side of SOTEN KISHIDAN, really trying to look at the future here, really trying to make sure that works for them, even in the mid to late games. I mean, the suppression for this Melissa was not enough. She got a killing spree there against Dracarys. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if Dracarys I don't know if that was fair or something, because Granger is almost getting to the late games. Right now we're in the early late games. So and Granger should have enough stacks on the Violent Requiem to give him enough time, on his meter. But then again, there's an engagement right there as my MC will try to pull out of that fight, but the glorious pathway will not be used by Hylos. Honestly, I really want to see how his gameplay, because right now it looks as if SOTEN KISHIDAN are just reading, the future and knowing that, okay, look, you want to use your late game advantage against us, but we still have that CC advantage. We've got the Wrath of Dryad on the Belric, and we've got the Curse of Blood on the Camilla, even though most of the times the Curse of Blood is not really that effective. But then again, we get a split pushing from the Akai, Xavier, and how really pressurizing and really trying to get that wave right. On the other end, MZ, he will try to push the other lanes, but then again, that will be disadvantageous as the Lord has spawns and the jungler is needed in that position. The first engagement right there, but not willing to commit to that. Honestly, Carl, I mean, what do you think about this Lord contest? Do you think Kenpachi is going to pull off another steal?
Well, I won't lie. I do think that was a very lucky one. It wasn't really that much an easy still for the man. Again, it's Link. Link has that ultimate there. Drop it, try to get the 4 swords, get the victory, and leave that place immediately there. So yeah, that was not a bad call from him, but able to get. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think lightning strikes twice. So they might want to have to go and start the Lord this time. Maybe try and win the maybe a team fight first before they go and start the Lord fight. But so far, so good. They can see the guys trying to cut in for that Lord now. It's Julian a bit behind there. Link once again just trying to push lanes without anybody knowing where he's going to be. That's good about Link. He's got that, that invisibility when he's using his mobility there. So that's a very important factor if he wants to go and push lanes. But now, so far, the Lord is still there. They are just going to keep farming. The farming simulators, the junglers, are just going to keep farming and waiting for the right call now. Belleric there. Grandeur damage being done. But Lord, Julian might just come in now. Nobody's going down. They are trying to start something here. And Julian is starting the damage to that Lord. And very soon, Camilla, actually not Julian, Camilla's going to start damage there. Don't think they want to have any fights whatsoever. They play this slow and carefully. Nobody wants to overextend. But now finally, Bella goes in. Melissa as well. A little damage done. But they are not taking any overextensions, man.
Yeah, I mean, they really know that, there's a glorious pathway from the Hylos, but then they get to go away from the Melissa will make him retreat as HAO will dominate around this Lord. But then there's a heavy spin from the Akai, but not willing to follow that through. Oh my goodness, it's really getting brutal right here. This Rattle Dryad from this Belric, but then trying to get as much Dead Sonata as possible. But the Silos goes down, Dracarys goes down with him. As SOTEN KISHIDAN gets an easy Lord. But then again, Kenpachi will try to come in, trying to use the car.
He steals!
My goodness, that was an amazing steal. I mean, a second time, Lightning did strike twice, Carl.
I mean, I was wrong. I was wrong there. I would not deny that one. Lightning absolutely struck twice and Link, 2 Lords back to back, stolen right from the nose of Julian there. Wonderful juggling and retro game for the man. You can't deny that. But now, double Lords, they did lose a lot of lives to that build up though. It's 11-5 there. The goal is still in favor of SOTEN. It's a little bit close. 3 point something K goal, I think. But again, that was a really good call there from the man of the HAO player, the Kenpachi. So now again, they do have that Lord. The waves are going to be in their favor. Akai, not a best place to be in now. And this is going to be Link once again trying to solo push him. But has to go back faster, just flying, doing a thing. That mid lane fire, Melissa. Even after all the suppression, guys, Melissa is still cooking. She cannot be stopped, can she now?
No, not really. I love the fact that SOTEN knows that. Okay, look, you might have taken me out, you might have given me some gank, but then again, that's a dangerous position to be in. This Akai with the Wrath of Dryad will take him down. That was
why? What was he doing there?
I mean, what was he doing? He was trying to use the heavy spin to get out of there, but there's a limit to what the heavy spin can do. Oh my God! I mean, we're trying to get away, but then again, that's the glorious path away from the Hylos. Really trying to push things here. I mean, I don't know what HAO is thinking. They've lost one of their tanks, and right now we can see that Kenpachi is really trying. Man, let's get a double on Equalizer. But HAO are really pushing things. I don't think they should be. They're trying to make sure that they can try to see if they can get a wipeout. But I don't think they should be focusing on wipeouts right now. I think right now what they should be doing is wave management, because he can party on the other side of the lanes, really trying to clear the lanes and give HAO a fighting chance in this wave management right now. But then again, I really love the fact that Kenpachi knows that, okay, as a jungler, since we can't get the kills, since we have a lot of counters right here, and our late game plan did not work, I'm just going to focus on stealing the objective, not securing the objective, because, well, I think we've established that MC has a better retry reaction than Kenpachi. But then again, Kenpachi has better steal sense than him, because,
Yeah, he's a thief. That's the word there. I think you're looking for the word thief, man. Just use the word, man. He's been thieving very well, and he's been doing it perfectly. But now Belleric is going to be in a very bad spot where help coming through as well. So I think they have to go back out. They have seen that call in. Belleric critically low, has to back down as well. Camilla, she's looking for a single stun, but she's not going to find any. He has to also play safe. Might be a team fight now. Belleric is going to find Link there. Of course, a lot of damage in that late game. So a 1v1 against him, I don't think would be the best score. Again, man. Again, the thief, man. The thief Kenpachi, man. We have to go and talk about that, man. Cannot deny that.
Yeah, we definitely have to. I mean, a lot has spawned again, so let's see if Lightning will strike twice. let's see if Kempachi will be the edit of this match because it's a fierce engagement right there at the top. But then again, Hustle Lantern, I don't really know, trying to push things here with the Bellric already used the Vengeance, a valuable resource used just before the Lord could be taken. MC not willing to contest. We'll try a bit for Royal Lion here. This is the sort of time Lem sort of catch up, trying to go in with Vari here. But then again, they're not willing to let it go. Equalizer doesn't have that pride of up. Ice passive right now. He's in a dangerous position. He could easily get sniped by that featherless strike, but then again, it will come in to support there. Jordan and Equalizer. It's a dangerous move to be in, a dangerous place to be in. This Sakai Xavier really looking for an opening here to pince up, but then Kempachi comes in. There's a bit of tempest from Kempachi right now with the featherless strike coming in from Malems, but then the close pathway will be used. The brutal team fight as MC gets a double on Equalizer. HAO crumbles in this team fight, burned as they have lost every frontline chance of contest against this Lord. But then again, Kempachi is still alive. Will Kempachi pull off another two? What do you think, Carl?
A third one. Kempachi, where are you? It's not Kempachi. Let's go. And he's going to jump in. Look at that. Kempachi, please. Oh my God. He doesn't work and he's going to get shut down. That was close. Man, that was close. That would have been gotten.
That was close.
You know what Seki said on the white chat there? Seki said, yeah, if Link takes the lot a third time, he's going to ask his crush out. So I guess you're going to stay single for a lifetime, Risky. Sorry about that, man. Sad.
Yeah, oh, get the shot down right there. My Malems taking out the star of SOTEN KISHIDAN. Close but no cigar there on Kempachi, but I love the engagement right there. Right now, my Oshoman gets a shot down on Malems, revenging for his fallen jungler. Yeah, production, can we get a little shift on the camera, please? Okay. Yeah, so I really like the fact that Kempachi knows that, okay, look, we know that we're bad at contesting. Obviously, it's established we're bad at contesting because we tend to get too hasty with those Lord dances that we engage in. And then Kempachi says, oh, look, okay, you just distract them and do what you can. But SOTEN KISHIDAN will try to take the first game. Will they take it? It's really a far cry. But then again, this Camilla comes in with a cost of blood. It's a dangerous position to be in. The Lord isn't taken down yet. Someone just needs to come in and end this game. The base is almost out. Will they take game one? Oh my goodness, Cat. They do take game one as SOTEN KISHIDAN claims the victory. Wow.
I won't lie. I think I might not be the most knowledgeable guy when it comes to Mobile Legends here in the draft phase. But the moment I saw a link against Camila, Aurora, and Belleric, and even Julian, I already said I don't think they were going to win. Like the moment I saw a link and that lineup there, I'm like, nah, I don't think Link can actually do anything because once you see that guy, he's literally useless there. So yeah. Well, he did try hard. You can't deny that. The man gave it everything he had, that's for sure, but just not going to be his lucky day. And now, since these guys, HAO, well fought, but just not going to be their day, man. Not going to be their day.
Yeah, I agree with that. We saw a lot of things there whereby HAO was really trying their best to, try and play for late. We got the Hilo sticking blood. We got the Hilo sticking blood, and they were really making sure that, okay, look, we have the late game advantage, and we want to try our best to, really shift this game, make sure that, okay, we suppress that Melissa. Melissa's going to be a potential problem in the late games. So we suppress that Melissa in early game, and then we play for late because we have the Archive, we have the Ilos, we have the late game advantage. We have the Granger with the Violet Recon. He's going to have enough stacks to deal enough damage with the Rhapsody and the Death Sonatas. So we're going to play for the late. But then again, at some point, they realize that, oh, we have a skill gap when it comes to the low dances we do here. They tend to, SOTEN KISHIDAN tend to outplay us, and they tend to, outmatch us when it comes to the zoning out. We got the Camilla and the lot of Dryad from the Bellric. Those are better when it comes to zoning out compared to the Aka. The Aka was trying so hard for a Paisa strategy so that they use the heavy spin to push MZ out of the objective. But then again, that wasn't really working well for them. And so they have to rely on the thief. Okay, I'm going to call him the thief since Carl, you want to...
Somebody said guess. Somebody on Whitey said Kempa and Nini, bro. That's what somebody said, man. I think I love that name. Beautiful one. Can't lie, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Jerry, I'm gonna bring you in real quick. Sorry about that. Carl, I'm gonna bring you in so that you can bring Jared in.
Yeah,
I
that's
think I
fine.
should
That's
add
fine. That's
him
fine.
once he comes in. Okay, so like I was saying, they have to be relying on the thief to take, the objective. I mean, it worked once, it works twice, but then again, there's a saying that goes third time's the charm, and that was the charm for MC as he finally was able to shut down Kempachi on his nerves. But then again, that was a really brilliant move. If Kempachi got a third time steal, I think the waves were going to finally be in house favor, and they could potentially have pushed them to a point whereby perhaps, presumably, they could have taken down the game because that was officially HAO's first loss since the tournament started. I mean, it's a loss, right? It's a lot.
Yeah, the loss there, man. Unfortunately, man.
Yeah. It's crazy. I really hope that HAO this time around in the lobby bans don't shoot themselves in the leg anymore. I really hope that
Yeah,
this time around they don't, because they banned a Fredrin in the draft. I mean, a Fredrin is Kempachi's signature pick, right? It's his signature pick, and then so they don't realize that, oh, they have shot themselves in their leg. Hey, let's shoot them in the leg even more. They went to go and take down the Alucard. That was that was his pick as well. That was his second signature pick. So it was forced. I think that link pick was kind of I don't really have anything that's gonna suit this comp. I don't really have anything that can counter this comp really well, but I have something that can help us take the objectives, which was what he actually locked down. I mean, what do you think about that?
yeah, I mean, the lobby bands now showing there. What I'm saying is, Hilda, Hirithio, Sicilian, and Glue are going to be the bands of these guys. So we are not going to see any Hildas, any Hirithios, any Sicilians, and any Glues as we now go into game 2. But so far, how, like you say, they have lost their very first game ever in this whole event, literally their very first loss. And mind you, when these two teams met earlier in the group stage, HAO actually absolutely won against SOTEN. But SOTEN, well, came for revenge, and now they are drawing blood, and they have gone full on flash spur. So now we're going into game 2 here. What do you think? Are we going to see 1-1? Or maybe it's going to be how will come back and they are going to tie things up for 1. Maybe something take the lead 2-0, man. What do you think? What do you think?
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you there, but production, I think they said I'm getting comments now that our voices are really low, so the stream sound is low.
Yeah,
So
that,
production,
that
please
has
can
been
you take
fixed.
care
That
of?
has been fixed. I think that has been fixed. I think that was fixed a while ago.
Okay,
Check the chat again.
okay.
Those
So
are old
okay,
messages, man. Those are old messages.
okay. I didn't actually check the time on those messages.
Yeah,
So
those are.
so like I'm just gonna answer you right now. Right now you can see a lot. It's very interesting, really. We're in the draft already. That you know there's a very interesting lineup. I think they're gonna retain the lobby picks. We didn't get the lobby picks. I didn't actually take note of the lobby picks, but then again, we can see that the maiden of House Abilene, Camilla, taking down and the vessel of Dryad as well. We can also see the Yin Yang Gyromancer, Liu Yi, being taken down on the side of SOTEN KISHIDAN. And I love the fact that they're really trying to prevent Hosho Lantern from repeating history, and they're taking down the Camilla as well, trying to prevent Jordan from locking down the pick. And then we can see a Lucas take down the Monian Beast from the other end. This is a team that is really trying to make sure that history does not repeat itself, trying to give Kempachi a very easy low. But then again, there's the Fredrin, the appraiser from Los Pecados. Wow, that is definitely an interesting one, but Jordan will retain his pick. I mean, a tank for a tank here. What do you think, Carl? I mean, right? An eye for an eye here.
Yeah, the thing about Frederick is, he's really able to take a lot of damage in the late game stroke mid game there, and he can be a very viable force. But as well, he also needs his team to be around him when he's taking those engagements there. But wow, we are going to see what they can bring up to counter that, man. The thing about Frederick is you don't want to pick on an assassin that's too squishy against him, because I don't think you're going to have any kills against that man. So Hylos and the Valer pushback, literally annoying. I think one of the most annoying things about Valer is that pushback. You can't even get close. You can't even get close to him. You want your pushback. You run towards him, you're pushed back. You flicker towards the man, you're still pushed back. So actually, it's one of those guys that I'd never like to go and face, man. Never.
Yeah, it's kind of they are kind of medicine, and I'm trying to say that, hey, okay, I like the fact that how are really trying to go for a very high rotation team. We've got it cheap with the overtime. I mean, the portals and the shortcuts. And who says there are no shortcuts in life? He literally invented one. And then we've got the Avatar of the Guardian on the Gateau, and then we can see a lot of rotation there from the Gato, and also we've got the appraisals right. There's a high boss damage, the high boss physical damage on the Fredrin, and then SOTEN will respond with the Teresa's penalty zone. That's a CC, and then we've got the Hylos with the Glorious Pathway. That's a mobility, and then we've got the Ashen on the Valet. That's a lot of CC right there with the Vengeance Flames. There's a lot of CC that SOTEN are packing, and there's a lot of rotation and movement or packing on the side of HAO. They really want to make sure that, okay, look, you've got a lot of CC, you want to slow us down, you want to stun us, but once we're done, once the CC is over, we can still catch up with you. We can still make justice. You know, we saw 1-1. You predicted that one, Carl.
You know, I'm just gonna say once again, I think HAO are making bad picks here. No offense, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think 3 tanks right now are really gonna be. You know, I mean, they have Gato. He's not really a damage dealer there. We have Chip, also no damage. Fredrin, maybe yes, of course, he's a tank, but he can do damage without ultimate there. But still, ultimately, there's Terizla, who we know has that insane level CC. There's a freaking Valer for that pushback. There's a Hylos as well to tank all your freaking damage, and there's a 1-1 with the old. Oh my god, man. Come on. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think HAO might be cooked here, man. Maybe I'm wrong, but they might be cooked. They might be cooked.
I don't know what's going on, but then again, I think HAO are kind of losing their victory's touch because they lost the last game, and right now we're in the best of 5. So we only got like if they lose this match one more time, we only get one more match to decide the grand finals, and then HAO might be settled for second place.
There's a Hanzo, right? There's a Hanzo. There's
Exactly.
an actual Hanzo here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
There's an actual Hanzo being picked here. I mean, to be fair, normal day I would say Hanzo is a back pick against tanks, but from what we've seen, the lineup here looking coming through from SOTEN, a Hanzo is perfect. It's a perfect match. You need that damage against those tanks. So this is going to be a very rough one. And the side of HAO, man, they have to somehow go God mode if they want to make this draft work in their favor. Again, I might be wrong. I'm new to this whole thing, so I might be wrong there. You're the expert here, so what do you think about this picture? What do you think? Does it work?
I think them going for a Jusine is actually okay, because a Jusine brings a lot of control. But then again, we have 2 characters that have control immunity. The 1-1 can can remove the CC. I mean, the 1-1 can remove the CC with a second skill, and then we've got Valet can remove the CC with his third skill, the Vengeance Flames, right? So we've got a counter for the Jusine. We've got a counter for the Fredrin, for the Gato. We've got a counter. I mean, right now, the only hope that I see right now for HAO is Xenos. I mean, we only see Xenos right now. I mean, and Xenos is still a bad pick because a Granger versus a 1-1. A 1-1 is definitely going to win if a 1-1 knows what she's doing with the Tiger Pace. So she's definitely going to win the 1v1. But then again, I really want to give HAO the benefit of doubt, because we always say that it's not just about the picks, Carl. It's about how they use it. But then again, I really know that this Hanzo is going to give Xenos he's definitely going to give him a hard time on the gold lane, right? It's going to be revenge right now for SOTEN KISHIDAN, because, hey, you pressured our Melissa in the last game in the earlies. We're going to return the favor.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, well, I guess the action is already here. The farming simulators are now, simulating their farming here. Fredrin trying to get that Believer has already got in red. There's no contest whatsoever early on here. So, it's literally, you're allowed to farm and I'm allowed to farm. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So far, nobody has been gotten down, and the objectives comes in 40 seconds. Hanzo LEO, I don't know why that was or why, but he's going to go in for that one again. I don't think he might do a lot for him. Well, what was that ultimate, man? Am I bad? What was that ultimate, man?
That was terrible. That was really terrible. I think he should have just gone for Granger. I think we should have just gone for the Granger, because the Granger is actually much more vulnerable to the Hanekage in the Ellis. The Jusine can actually apply the airborne CC against the Hanzo Hanekage, and Hanekage can get killed, especially to Rediving. But then again, the Rondo on the Granger, which is his second skill that grants him the mobility, doesn't exactly move him so far away from Hanekage, so he can easily take him out. I think him going for the Jusine is something he shouldn't really focus on right now. He should focus on the marksman and trying to make sure that he gets underfarmed and give them an advantage in this early game, because right now we can see Kenpachi already on the total. But right now, do you really think that there's a penalty zone? from the Terizla, but then again, an execute on a Terizla gets the first blow right
my
there.
God. Oh my God! Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really
Okay.
it's really
Okay, it's a
traumatizing
wipeout.
one, really.
It's about to be a wipeout, man. Oh my God! Oh my God! 4-0 trade, man. Early on, 4-0. All the 4 kills at the same time. And no, how? Nah, they are cooked. I mean, I said this from the start there, and you know, I might have doubted Hanzo, but Hanzo, forgive me, my lord, able to absolutely comment. And look at here on Terizla. Nobody thought that was a good pick on the chat there, but now look at that, man. Terizla absolutely ate there with the engagement there with the ultimate. That was timely and that was clean. And now they are gonna get 4 free kills as we go all the way now to our second objective, man. That was wild. That was wild.
A brilliant Terizla move, a brilliant penalty zone. I loved it. I really loved it. I mean, we're kind of contemplating on the Terizla's flicker, the flicker Terizla. But then again, we're saying that, oh, okay, he's using an execute, and all that is not gonna, collab well and all that. But then again, Hosho Lantern still making it work. I mean, it doesn't spell skill. What does?
And to be fair, so far, man, we did say Hanzo going for Frederick there on that mini map, and he's not going to find Frederick. But look at Frederick's health there, significantly reduced. And now, as you said, this is going to be bad for Valère with the pushback, and now Hylos comes in, and despite for the bad call flickers away, the ultimate popped, and she to going back down, and Yak just gonna where's Yushin?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Chip. Oh, that was Chip. I got confused there. That was Chip, man. How did I get so confused?
A 3-man trade and an overtime, given how an advantage, but unfortunately, are still losing the trade here. As my left flickers out just in time for that could become lethal, but also Lantern trying to get close enough to use the execute on Kenpachi as he finds it and takes him down. Wow, still making it work. A Terizla execute. Is this the new meta? Is this the new meta?
It has to be, man. It has to be. It's got to be the new meta there, no doubt, man. Look at that, 7-1. Look at that scoreboard, man. It's not looking friendly at all. And SOTEN looking to get their very second map as well. Look at that. Hanzo takes the 3 turtle, 2 back-to-back ones for them again. We did see that on the very first game. They literally got the 3 turtles back-to-back with that Julian pick. And now Hanzo doing the exact same thing for them. 2 back-to-back turtles. HAO on the back foot. Not really contest whatsoever, and this is going to be a major problem now for HAO. Now they are back to playing defensive, which is exactly what they started off on the first game. And look at that, Granja and 1-1 now a little bit dance, and now wow, and she's going to go in, and Granja not able to get that kill, has to go it back. 1-1 as well, very low. Help already coming through. Hanzo in that mid lane. Chip is going to be a very nasty counter for him, bro, if he can actually make it work. And so far, 7-1, got lead, 3,000 plus, and now 1-1. Maybe looking to get that ultimate time correctly, bro. She's not going to find any info whatsoever. Granja might not know Hylos is there. If he overextends, he's going to get punished. Gets backs down Valère. They are holding the bush. They are bush hiders, bushmen. That's what I love to call them, guys. Bushmen.
Yeah, not so much skill there on the 1-man solo that, but there will be the engagement from the Hylos and the Vengeance Flames used on Equalizer to take out Xavier. Xavier will go down. That was counterproductive on his end. There's not much skill on the Swallow That. Solian really struggling right there, trying to mark the weaknesses on Xenos. But then again, Xenos will try to outplay that. Meanwhile, on the other side of the X lane, there's a lot of pressure on Royal Lion here. As Hosho Lantern still doing his thing. The party comes in, trying to taunt him, trying to get enough combo points to use on him, but they will get taken down. Second Equalizer help on the EX lane. That
what
was
is happening?
Something we talked about. We talked about this. I mean, we talked about this, Carl. We did say that the Valère is going to be a problem for them. We said that, right? I mean, we said the pushback thing. We saw that with Kenpachi just now. He was just about to use the Appraiser's Wrath and got pushed back and got taken down with the execute from Hosho Lantern. That Valère speak is really destabilizing HAO right now.
I mean, to be fair, this has not been fair at all for the side of HAO. Because Yushin able to get that good one there. Takes out 1-1. And they are going to get 11-2 so far. The GOAT leaders running away in the favor of SOTEN. And now Tato already spawned in. We go again. Fredrin trying to make the move this time for HAO early on. It might work. But now Hylos has the info given out. And Valère comes in. Granja On that top lane, takes the turret down. Hanzo comes in, perfect timing once again. But Frederick takes the turtle, and he's going to get that one to Rizla. Trying to make him move in now. Hylos might get those damages. Nobody's going down so far. Jushin with his Zoid out, keeping them away from our teammates there. That's going to be very vital. But so far, 2-11, man. This has not been close.
Yeah, I mean, Kempachi still being HAO's signature thief and still stealing those objectives despite, a contest right there. But then again, there's a lot of pressure right now on there's a penalty zone right there from Social Lantern, the glorious party where Social Lantern becomes unstoppable. This Valer with the action is still putting those stacks, still using those vengeance flames, still trying to get as much CC for SOTEN as possible. But then we'll come in with the engagement, the overtime from the chip as Xavier and Malem try to get in. But there's the appraise as well from Kempachi. Malem takes out Jordan, steals that kill as SOTEN tries for a rematch.
And the hands are going. Hands are trying to get a value there, but critically low now. Not the best score. Has to go back. Look at that mid lane. The recall not being spammed, I hope. Actually, no, he's going to recall back to the base here. And that mid lane so far, both almost gone for both sides. Tavisla, leaving that AXP Don, has gotten one turret already, so that's going to be very important. Hanzo critically low, but he's not recalling. Chip might be a very dangerous figure if you're that low. 1-1, pushing that goal lane free of charge. And now Hanzo goes in again, trying to get value, but of course, no value found. 13-3, well, the closest game so far, but how we have seen them. They almost, there was a point in that game one where they looked like they got the game back under control and then they let it go. So maybe there's a chance for them here, Chad. There might still be a chance somewhere for them to actually go and turn things around, man. What do you think?
There's still a chance for them to take it, but Xenos will be in a dangerous position. And then we can see Xenos gets taken down. Kempachi already low, gaining as much crystal energy as possible. But then there's the combo point with that Princess Rat, but will not be enough for Kempachi. That's a brutal team fight as Social Lantern gets a double. Kempachi takes out that 1-1. Solion here really struggling with this pick on the gold lane. I mean, I'm not really seeing a lot of IQ plays from this 1-1. I was really expecting this 1-1 to really outplay this Granger on the gold lane, but the contrary is the situation. Xenos knows how to use the Rondo well and really just make sure he doesn't get caught in the swallow dart and his weaknesses are marked by the crossbow of tank. Really, it's a really outplay here. I think that's kind of like the only person that's sufficiently dominating their lane. Xenos really trying to make sure that he gets enough stack on the Valorant Requiem. He's going to be needing those Death Sonatas in the future because they can't come close right now. The Death Sonatas are what's going to be helping, especially against Equalizer's Vengeance Flames.
Yeah, I mean, look at that so far. I do have to also call that our 1-1 should have been actually winning that lane, but so far it's just been quiet and might not be the best call there. Granger, Hanzo, and Hanzo has to back down. And now Hylos in a very bad spot, but he's got the mobility there. Turret gone, mid lane lost there. And mind you, I think you're correct there. The fact that Granger is the only lane that has been pushed, the top lane, or the one turret that has gone down for SOTEN. So, that has been the only, the only little, or should I say, consolation they've had here so far. But there's no pause. Don't know why we have a lot of pauses these days. Maybe they time to drink a lot of water then.
I mean,
what's a break
thing for us?
Football, man.
Okay, it's kind of like us though, because you get to just analyze the game a bit and bring the viewers up to speed on what's going on here. I mean, we get to see, we get to see this Gato really trying his best, but then again, not doing so well. That KDA is not looking so good on his end. There's a 154. There's a kill death assist ratio there, and then we got a 5 death on this Gato and a 4 death on this chip. I mean, it shows that the front lines are not doing so well for HAO, and they really need to reevaluate their front line. I mean, we saw a weak front line in the last match, and that's what caused Kempachi to become the thief for HAO, and it was resorting to stealing objectives rather than comfortably, outplaying them. I mean, we didn't get to see so much of this. A brutal team fight. There's a fight up in the jungle as Xenos takes out Solian one more time, confirming his dominance. Xenos gets a double, more stacks on that Valeric when he gets a triple on also Lantern. Equalizer takes out my left, but then again, it's a brutal one. It's a 3-for-2 trade in favor of HAO. Wow, Xenos really making sure that those dead sonatas are hitting hard.
I mean, that was insane. Triple kill. Would have gotten the meaning. No Hanzo comes in. Bad spot to be done. But nobody's going to chase the man. The load is still there. Fredrin critically very low. I think he's got to recall. And now to Fredrin able to get that lower tip with the portals. I don't know where he's taking them to, but I think towards Hanzo. And of course, Granger can find one more kill. And look at that coming. 1-1 comes in for the clutch, but she's going to back down. The traits are getting closer and closer. 10-18, mind you, it wasn't this close, was it, before? Now, mid lane also gone Gato. Like you did say, hasn't been the most vital Gato so far. He's been playing very safe for a Gato user. You know, Gato's a very aggressive player with that ultimate every single time, but hasn't been able to put that to work a lot of times so far. But, well, I mean, this is SOTEN now trying to get control of the game once again. We did see that on game one where at some point they looked like they were able to go and take control of the actual game, and now they are doing that again. Granger being the most vital player so far in their lineup for them, and well, he might just go and be the one to win them that game. But again, HAO, man, they have a lot of work to do. SOTEN so far just looking now to get that 2-0 mark in the best of 5.
Yeah, trying so hard here. Really trying so hard here. Swallow that gets pushed in. But then again, there's the S2. Remove CC from the 1-1. Trying to get away from Kenpachi's grasp. Really making sure Kenpachi trying to push this turret here. But that might be costly. Trying to not making sure that he gets caught. And oh, but then again, there's Hanekage coming in from this Hanzo, not relenting as this tier 2 on the gold lane falls. There's the Hylos with the glorious pathway, but will that be enough to push the retreat for SOTEN? Well, there's the overtime from the chip, but then again, there's not much going on right now. Royal Lion almost going down. Xavier goes down instead before him. It's a dangerous one. HAO trying their best not to push it too much, but there's the pushback from the Valer with the Vengeance Flames. Will that be enough? But both teams will retreat, being low. But then again, this camp, oh, this 1-1 gets a shot out, takes him out with a Tiger pace. But then again, Kenpachi not willing to avenge his mage here. Really want to focus on farming instead. It's an engagement right there on the mid lane. This 1-1 is still looking for a double against Xenos. But Xenos will push back. Xenos not trying to overextend and get punished and get shut down. They really need his Rowlet Requiem. They really need his Death Sonatas and his Rhapsodies here. They need those physical damage to come in. Production, can we get the builds? Can we get the builds? Let's just check out what the teams are running. Please, can we get the builds? Okay, so we can see the Malefic Roar on the really going for a lot of penetration here. I mean, Carl, what do you think? There's a lot of penetration from him here. I mean, we can see the Malefic Roar, we can see the Sky Piercer, we also see the Hunter Strike. I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on this build, Carl.
To be fair, he's got a 40 stack there on the Sky Press and make that 50. Granger goes in. Finally, shot down. Not the best call there. Maybe overextended now. The, what do you call it? Glorious Pathway, I think. I think I'm learning the ultimate names now. Hanzo comes in from behind. Hanzo! What a clutch now. A double kill. Fredrin as well. Go to Rizla. Very with that region. My even now. Okay, Sushin takes Hylos down. Fredrin still pursuing. Oh my god, Fredrin critically too low. Has to go back. Now Valer trying to get the push back in, might get the damage there, and Hanzo for the chase. I don't think he's going to find any value. Okay, Pachi, oh, he's still there, not the best call, and he's going to get shut down, and that was not good. 12 and 23, still close, still not close, almost double the lives in favor of SOTEN, and I mean, mind you, man, HAO actually won them in the group stages. How did that happen? What am I saying now? What am I saying?
What is going on? What is going on? I mean, we saw Kenpachi. I mean, Kenpachi is known as mobile and agile as he is. So that's the penalty zone coming in from Osho Lantern there, trying to recover. But Osho Lantern will make sure that SOTEN gets that Lord. No rooms for steals here. I mean, we don't see a lot of mobility from Kenpachi like he had on the Link. I mean, the Link, we had the Cloud Walker, and then we had the Finch Boys, being able to move across walls and being able to overcome obstacles swiftly. That gave Kenpachi a lot of mobility and a lot of opportunities to steal. But here on the Fredrin, he's much less mobile than he normally is, and on the Alucard and the Link, and that is quite the disadvantage for them. I was really hoping that we're going to be seeing some unique and dominating performance here But unfortunately, SOTEN knows just how to counter this pick. This Justin really trying to apply as much control but then again, there's the out of the Guardian from the Gato. A little late call as SOTEN are focusing on this base, trying to take game 2 as Xenos takes out Solian right there. You know, the Lord is still trying to push, they're still trying to defend as much as possible. SOTEN not willing to overextend. There is still minions, the minions are pushing out, but then we get in dangerous position. Hosho Lantern will get taken down as Xenos gets a triple. That Violet Requiem is already stacking, and there's already a lot of damage on that end. Kenpachi so low, so much crystal energy, but no one to use it on. Wow, that was a very nice defense from HAO there.
I mean, to be fair, that was a defense. Good one still. Granger with another triple kill. No, Maniac, man. Can they just give the man the Maniac? I want to hear enemy Maniac, something like that for Granger right now, man, bro. He's just not getting those lucky last kills. And again, so far, 15 and 26. Granger's still being the carry player here. So far, has been the only player to actually watch out for when it goes to those kills. But again, Fredrin has been doing a lot of work. Chip has been directly involved in every single kill. 1 kill and 14 assists, man. Literally involved in every single team fight. That's how a ROM should be, though. But so far, for this, you know, it has just not been their lucky day. But so far, again, it's 26 here in favor of the boys in SOTEN. The goal lead as well, not too much. Granger, but spot Fredrin. Hanzo chasing. I don't think that's a good call. Might not be able to do anything against Hanzo. Oh my god, look at that. I think I might be wrong. Look at that. Look. Hanzo's not caught. He's gonna take that kill. Now Granger trying to go and get a vengeance there. Might be able to get to Hanzo very low, but nobody able to get to that backline. 1-1. Oh my god, the ultimate. 1-1, but Granger shots her down, sends her packing, and now Hanzo back to action, and he's gonna find the kill. Takes out you shit, and now the base critically. Not the best place to be. Granger now, and Chip left to go and get that defense in. It's gonna be a 2v4, and I don't think this is a very easy one for them, man.
Yeah, the Valer dishing out as much vengeance flames as possible, really trying so hard. This Hanzo unrelenting as well with the Hanikage, trying to end the space. SOTEN really trying to secure game 2, while Hosho Lantern goes down, signaling the retreat for SOTEN in a dangerous position. Xavier really needs to go back and heal, but SOTEN knows that it's a dangerous one. Oh, Kenpachi pushing for the kill, shuts down MC, steals the Lord. That chip is already at the Lord area. Equalizing the dangerous position. Just the overtime as Xenos comes in, wants to take out that Valer, wants to secure the Lord. HAO really trying to keep the hope alive for their team as they try to take the second Lord. No room for stealing, just us dominating and taking this objective like a real jungler should. There's 32.2k as it takes the Lord for HAO as they come back to defend.
Well, now, in a very interesting turn of events, we have seen HAO now get the lead here in terms of gold, which is not something we did see in game 1, but they have gotten it, so there might be a comeback somewhere. Mind you, there's a very likely comeback in store for them now, and Fredrin has been the spearheader of that one, Fredrin Chip, and also, well, actually the man of Granger, he has been the man to watch out for. It's 18 and 30, 1-1, now finally finding pace in this game here. She's going 6-6, so not the best start to be a 1-1-4, but again, still not bad, is it? They have the lead, so this might just be a way for them to go and get the whole win. The Lord is going to push that bot lane, but nobody's going to go with the Lord, so HAO maybe want to push a different lane, but they are just going to clear lanes instead, and that's not a bad call, is it? You have the Lord, distract them a little bit there, and just try to clear the other lanes. That's exactly what HAO are going to do in SOTEN. They do know that's the info now. Hanzo trying to catch a scene there, but he's not going to do a lot of damage there, has to go back, and so far so good, man. Do you think HAO are going to have that comeback here? What do you think, man? I think it's possible. I think so.
There's a possibility. There's a possibility. We saw, you know, how we're trying to take this, but then again, Xenos in the dangerous position will get out of there, but that could become lethal as the AOG from the Gato, trying to confront Tanikage there, trying to give him a run for his money. But then the Winter Crown comes to Xenos. William Stamford takes out Osho Lantern. As Solion takes out Royal Lion. It's a brutal team fight right here. The Glorious Pathway is on the ground and Solion gets a double. The crossbow of Tag trying to get a triple kill. Gets a triple on Kempati. Still trying to make it work.
Savage, where are you?
My goodness! My goodness! The Agile Tiger from Kenya Riverlands looking for the Savage, looking to end the game, looking to secure game 2 as SOTEN takes game 2. That was ridiculous. That was insane, Carl.
I mean, to be fair, to be fair, one started the game off really bad. Towards that late game as well, she was just literally mid. She wasn't really doing anything much there. But somehow, somewhere along the line, that Maniac was the only thing they needed to go and close the game off. So, I mean, the exact same thing that happened in game 1. You know, they had a comeback loading. We thought how finally found their pace in here, and then somehow, somewhere, they had a very bad team fight and they fell off and they lost the game. And the exact comes up again here. You literally for them, look like, oh, the comeback might be on somewhere. Granger cooking, Chip as well doing his best here. Frederick doing the launch walk, We thought maybe the comeback might have actually happened again. And somehow, somewhere along the line, 1-1 says, not today, boys, not today. Shuts them down, confirms the Maniac. Enemy, Maniac, confirmed. Granger's going to hear that. That might be a nightmare for him this evening. But, unluckily for them as well. Now we go to a map 3, game 3, where, man, this might be winner, chicken dinner, man.
This might be it. This might be it for SOTEN. They might be the crown victors, as this game is gonna be the deciding one. I mean, 1-1 really finding that crossbow of Tang finally in that last move, shutting down Xenos there and really getting beyond those violent requiems, beyond those death sonatas and Rhapsody, being fast enough with the Tiger pace, dominating with the Tiger pace there, and really making sure that she dishes out enough damage to take out the damage dealers and the thief of the game. So with that being said, that was an amazing display of skill by Solian. Like, I agree with you, Carl. Not starting so well in the earlies. I mean, Xenos pretty much dominated her in the earlies, in the laning phase. But then again, Solian made up for it with that Maniac achieving what Granger couldn't. Granger was having triple kills consistently, and then she says, hey, okay, you know what? I'm going to take what you can do, and I'm going to do it better. And that's what she did. And we saw that, and it's really made up for her poor performances in the early games. I was kind of doubting her skill at some point, really. I mean, I really was, Carl. I really was.
Yeah, I mean, I would like, no, I literally was about to yab the lady, the 1-1 there, but Carl, nah, she shot me up there. She's like, Carl, shut the hell up, man. And she's going to go all out and get the Maniac there. What Granger could not do, 1-1 could do better, man. What a man can't do, a woman can't do better. I think that's the way they're there. Now we're going to a game 3 where, this might be this is a do or die affair for HAO. This is, man, coming from not losing a single game in the whole event to losing 2 back-to-back games on the same evening. Man, I don't see how that happened. Mind you, they did beat SOTEN in the group stage. So what happened? Did SOTEN have a lineup change? Did something happen? Did they get new devices? Did they get a better Wi-Fi fiber or something? What happened? What changed from the groups now up until the grand finals? How do you go from losing nothing to losing everything? How?
I mean, that's exactly what I'm asking myself. I mean, it's not like they haven't faced each other, or is it because the stakes are higher now? Because we saw SOTEN versus HAO, and SOTEN lost to them 2-1, and it's crazy because SOTEN lost 2-0. They beat SOTEN completely. I mean, HAO has never lost a single match, a single one up until now. Is it panic? Is it fear? Is it because, like I said, the stakes are higher now?
But I don't know, man.
Like we saw the other time.
I don't know.
The third time could be the charm. I mean, Carl, what do you think? The third time could be the charm.
Yeah, I'm not going to get my hopes high again, man. I don't want to get high BP, bro. You see, I got my whole side twice. Game 1, the comeback, I thought was going to happen. Game 2, I saw the comeback coming again. And then now, game 3, I do not see the comeback. I am seeing what I am seeing on screen chat. If HAO loses, they lose. If SOTEN loses, they lose. I don't have any votes here. I'm just going to wait to go and see what the boys are going to cook. But again, may the best team win. But if it's a 3-0, it might come into the grand finals and it's a 3-0. How?
Yeah, may the best team win, really. Then again,
Okay, I think you might need to join the
down.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So we saw a Camila and a Bellery kickdown from HAO, trying so hard to really make that game easy. But then again, that backfired, and SOTEN KISHIDAN still said, okay, look, you're gonna take down our previous picks, but we still have things in mind. I really got impressed with Hustle Lantern there. So I kind of wrote him off as a niche player that only spammed Tamus. But then again, the Tamus was banned, and he picked a Terizla with an execute, and he still made it work. I mean, it's crazy. He made that work. A Terizla execute. I mean, I saw someone in the commentary chat, and someone was saying a Terizla execute, is that a problem, or is that an error or a mistake? But no, that wasn't a mistake. That was intentional, and he made it work. Okay.
I literally invented one.
What do you think about this current draft?
Yeah, they are going to ban out the chip. I don't think chip was the problem. He did do a lot, though. I can't deny that fact, but I don't think it was the problem for them. But and how are all going to ban the Frederick this time? I don't know. Maybe, I want to imagine a scenario where the HAO players are like, Alpha, this is your Frederick. I don't think he's going to work, man. We are going to ban him for you this time. We don't want to see you pick Frederick. He's something else. So they are going to ban the Frederick. Now, Hylo's first pick coming for SOTEN. And again, somebody on chat says, if HAO loses and lobby picks again, they lose. That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you don't get to put that in a better way than that. I mean, Promise really said it. Promise really said it, that if you don't ban the right things and pick the right things, I mean, finally we get the Fredrin back on the side of HAO, really trying to use SOTEN picks here. I mean, hey, if it works for SOTEN, it's gonna work for us. I really hope that's not their thinking here. I really hope that's not what they're trying to do here. But then again, we will finally see the Leslie, the ultimate sniper of the Duke Vans from House Vans. Oh, but then again, we'll lock down the Agile Tiger from KDR Riverland solely, and still looking for more crossbow of tanks here. Still looking for more as Equalizer locks down the Valet. Wait, I'm actually concerned. Cow, do you think HAO hasn't still learned their lesson? Still letting the Valet leave? I mean, why not take down the Valet, right?
I mean, to be fair, the thing is, man, I don't know. I think they've had terrible luck the whole evening. Game 1, the moment I saw the epics, I said, no, they are losing this one. Game 2 as well, the moment I saw the epics, I'm like, nah, they are losing this. But now, game 3, the Brody is a very interesting pick there. This is one of the meta heroes. If you know how to use this guy, you can literally take back-to-back Maniacs and Savages. So I think Brody's going to be a very vital one. He can literally, I think it's going to work. He can actually take out 1-1 easily there. So Brody coming in for the side of HAO now might be a game changer, but yeah, that's if they can actually go and use it properly, man. What do you think about that?
I think finally they locked down the Hanzo. The Hanzo really pressurized them. And I think Hanzo is going to be more of a problem for this Vexana and this Brody. But truly, I think they should have gone for something better against this 1-1, like a Mia. A Mia would have been better against the 1-1. But then again, that's what they call restrictive thinking. You'd only be thinking, for this 1-1, because the 1-1 S2 can actually remove Brody's corrosive strikes, their beast corrosion stacks. The S2 can actually remove it, and the crossbow of tank actually makes her control, loses the untargetability. She gains untargetability, and Brody isn't able, because Brody is a marksman that heavily focuses on having a target before he can even use any of his skills like his basic attacks or his ultimate. So 1-1 being a character that can become untargetable, I really don't know how Xenos plan to execute this. But then again, I really want to believe that Xenos is skilled enough to maneuver that mechanic. And I think he's also not just thinking restrictive. I think he's also thinking the entire team wise. I mean, you have a Brody here. You can pretty much work well against a Terizla, and you can see Hustle Lantern finally gaining that vengeance on the Terizla, not willing to use the execute fight. finally. And I also love the fact that Kempachi now going for a more mobile jungler than the Fredrin and glocking down the Hayabusa. I mean, this is your main here, Carl. They're really using your main. What do you think? In this lineup, does your main work?
Rise beyond greatness.
I mean, to be fair, I am looking at, again. I see Julian. I see Tabisla. That this guy SOTEN. Their picks are just so good that even if both sides have good picks, SOTEN are somehow going to have the better picks, man. This lineup there, it's looking too good. Now, looking at how they do have the Hayabusa, which is a very vital boss hero. Go in, go out, get the kills, leave there. But again, how good is it going to be against a Tavisla, a Julian, and of course the Hylos being there? And they've also got the fact that the 1-1 can be untargetable, which is just like, oh, so there's a lot of problem here now. How I wouldn't say they lost it in the picks and ban phase this time. Maybe not, but I guess the game is actually going to tell us what we are going to see. So, what do you think, man? What do you think? Just one prediction: who is going to win this game for you, SOTEN or HAO, man? One name. What do you think?
Honestly, SOTEN is gonna take it. Honestly, SOTEN is gonna take it. I'm just gonna come out and say it because normally I would, gonna give hope to my, commentary and my viewers to try to like make them think, okay, look, there's gonna be a chance for this one. But honestly, game mechanic wise, I am not seeing, the victory for HAO or another situation where this can actually backfire is if SOTEN gets overconfident. You've won the first match, you won the second match, right? And if they get overconfident there, they can actually throw. This kind of thing whereby, I mean, Kyle, you must have experienced it in one of your games, right? Whereby you get overconfident. Oh, I've been winning. I'm the winning team. I'm in the winning team.
Exactly.
Hey, right? And then you then start making moves that can be implicating, and then you just make this move, and your team gets a wipeout, and that's it. They just push and they just end the game, and you're like, wait, what just happened? Right? I mean, what just happened? How did
Yeah,
you
that
lose
happens a lot, man. That happens a lot. Especially if you're playing ranked MP games where you've somehow dominated the whole thing and you've taken them down to their base there, and somehow, somewhere, you just get one wipeout against yourselves and you're gone. That's it, chat. You're totally gone. So, it's all gonna come down to those high stakes battles at the late game. That's gonna determine how this game is actually going to be played. But again, big shout out to Real Time Production for handling the whole stream. Everything you see on your screen is a courtesy of Real Time Production. But so far, so good. HAO have a lot of work to do if they want to make that comeback come to pass here. They have lost game 1, they have fumbled game 2. And now game 3, the only hope they might somewhere have, somehow, well, I don't know if it's going to be a very easy one, but Tatsu's going to spawn in very soon. It's going to be down at the bot lane here. Yu Zhong, not really any game hero there, but does have that scalability towards the end, the mid-stroke late game, and also that lifesteal might be a very vital course. And HAO, very fast start to fight here. I don't see the jungler Hayabusa on that gold lane. Might just go in broad as well. It's shot on first blood. Hayabusa, of course, doing his work.
Of course, right? That means you've got the quad shadows, you've got the the shadow kill on the Hayabusa. There's a lot of mobility and there's a lot of damage right there on the Hayabusa. So it's a really good counter against Solian. Especially there's the great dragon form, the black dragon form already. When the dragon form gets pushed back with the Valet, that the star essence will erupt, granting him the regen right there. But we'll take that equalizer and empty. It's a double for the Yu Zhong.
Oh my god! Are we finally seeing HAO Prime as they take 4 for the price of 1? Okay, chat. Finally, HAO are awake here and they are alive. YZ, very vital pick. Hayabusa taking a double. That was clean. That was clear. The Vexana ultimate there. The CC walking. You can just see HAO trying to make sure they don't lose this one, but that was a usual perfection. I said Yu Zhong is not any game hero. I take that back. Yu Zhong absolutely cooked. And now we're in a game where SOTEN are on the back foot for the very first time in all 3 games, man. What the hell? Look at that goal lead. 3,000 goal lead. How?
I mean, the Black Dragon form on the Yu Zhong, I mean, the Dragonoid form on the Yu Zhong, the Sha Essence, and the Shah residue, really granting the Yuzhong a lot. Oh, there's just got a kill from Kempachi. Kempachi will be in a dangerous position right there. There's a glorious pathway right there. Finally, the quad shadows in as he tries to use the shadow kill, gets the kill against Royal Lion as this Valer is stunned in a dangerous position. There's a 35 claw, so then we'll look for the opening, but unfortunately, Kempachi not willing to commit to that as Ocean Lantern struggles against Royal Lion on the EXP lane.
I mean, look at that, man. Hayabusa right now, just, you know, having a very good game. He has gotten a lot of kills there. City, if I'm not mistaken, 3-0 has been involved in all the team fight so far. So this is going to be quite something, chat. This is going to be quite something. 6-1, the goal lead there, 2,000, 3,000 goal lead in favor of HAO. And now Toto fight, SOTEN trying to go for that Toto. Maybe it might work, but this is going to be HAO dominating it. Now the Black Dragon again. Just watching every angle possible. Nobody comes to you and the man's watching now. And Toto definitely secured. Oh my God. A freaking back in business. And now we go in. Engagements come through. Maybe you kill the trader for no. Can kill. Takes out Yuzhong. And this will be another one. Hayabusa. Shot down with the Rizzler. 2-4-0 trade, man. 2-4-0. 6-3 now.
A very brilliant trade, a very really trade. I think the Black Dragon was a bit too hasty in that zoning out. But then again, I love the fact that you know, he knew just what he needed to do, because the Black Dragon gains complete control immunity. In the Black Dragon form, you cannot actually be CC'd until you enter the Dragonoid form. So, you know, when you are in that form, you can really push out, especially those squishies, can make them, you know, hey, stay away. I'm gonna give my jungler some time, gonna buy him some time. But then again, there's a gang being cooked up here. Hustle Lantern and Equalizer really don't know what they're up to. But then again, let's switch over to the other lanes. There's these Xenos here, really trying to push these lanes and really trying to taunt up that minions right there on the other end. It's Belric, and then we can see Kempachi trying to come in here to support, really trying to make sure that that 1-1 is suppressed and no maniacs for this 1-1 in this second game. Really.
I mean, that was a very fast 30 thing there, man. That was a little bit too fast. I'm going to get the very first 30 shut down. So we've maybe seen a little team fight happen in that mid-map there. Now, Yuzhong does go in, trying to get the first kill with the Vizsla. Shots Beleric down, but Yuzhong going for Valer. He's going to get pushed back. Hayabusa takes out the Vizsla. Higher once again, coming to clutch it. I think he did have back net in that earlier team fight, but now he's back. MTN at his best. Vexana, oh my God, look at the out. And Valer, just lucky High does not have that out, man. He's just going to escape luckily with his full life. 4-8,
wow.
4-8.
That was tight. That was close. Then again, the Valer really needs to watch his you know, his positioning, especially against this, you know, Malems, because it seems like you know, Malems. Ooh, that's the wind of nature on Solion. But then again, finds the crossbow of target, takes him down. A mechanic outplayed on the gold lane. We talked about this. We talked about, you know, the 1-1 on targetability with the crossbow of tank. We talked about how the Broody is gonna have to get the turn apart memory damage in before. Oh, Kempachi with the steal right there. That was the thief. That thief of HAO still making those
He's
steals.
doing 3 back-to-back totals, 2 stolen, 1-1. I mean, man, HAO finally awake, man. They are alive. What a day to actually be alive. Look at that clean one.
I'm telling you.
3 totals, man.
You said it, man. You said it. I mean, we've got a lot of zoning out on the side of SOTEN here that really pushing the Hylos and the Terizla to make sure that they frontline this team as much as possible, and they're trying to take a turret here. They really lost their tier 1 on the gold lane with that quick turtle, you know, turret take on the other side with the Belric, and they're really trying to find their rhythm. So then trying to take back one more to even out the turret's fallen score. But then you can see a lot of defense from HAO here. They're really trying to make sure that they defend those turrets. MC will be in a dangerous position, but then again, that's the corrosive strike from the Broody trying to mark them. But then there's the quad shadows from an MC as Kempachi takes him down with a shadow kill. Wow. A very brilliant move, really.
I mean, Julian had a very good first game, but so far, 0-2-2, not the best start to me. If you're Julian following off in that early game, but the Rizla, as usual, cooking Even without the execute, Valair comes in. Hylos now with the ultimate. Brody gets that shot down, takes Valair out, and oh my god, how are cooking? So I think the choices now are halfway in their favor. Now takes that double lane as well. They take mid lane. Another team fight coming through higher boost, and now with the shadows might get the ultimate down. This might be a freaking Hunter Rizzler falls. And HAO, this might be the start of a reverse sweep, man. It might be the actual start of a freaking reverse sweep.
I mean, it's gonna be really crazy if I might be pushing it, but then again, it's gonna be super crazy if HAO actually takes the match and takes the remaining 2 matches. We talked about this. We talked about overconfidence. We talked about, you being, you getting the wins getting to your head and just throwing the match just because, hey, okay, look, I won the first match. Alongside, misses the quadrados there as Xenos takes down that tier 1 on the EX lane. We talked about overconfidence. We talked about it being a problem for SOTEN, but I really hope it's not gonna cost them this game. But then again, there's the total steal from Xenos. Since Kenpachi couldn't finish the job, it's a brutal team fight, and the cross has been put down. But then again, Kenpachi gets a mega kill on Ilos as Osholata goes down, gets a double equalizer, trying to revenge, and Xenos gets a triple. Oh, the Xenos gets a maniac. It's a wipeout. It's a wipeout for SOTEN as they go down. SOTEN crumbles in the team fight. Burned. That's how has risen in Nigeria, trying to revenge, trying to keep the hope alive, trying to settle the score. But the girls, by the way, will come in, trying to defend. SOTEN not willing to give up, but will apply the corrosive stacks on him. Xenos already doing what the 1-1 could in the last game. I mean, hey, he has shown Solion that, hey, you got a maniac last game, I got a maniac this game. So we are tied, right? You're not better than me, I'm not better than you. Or is this fun?
That's it. I think I agree with that one. That's exactly what it is. But now HAO are going to get the lead here in gold very heavily. 34,000 gold against 29. That's like a 5k gold if I'm not mistaken. But now team fight comes through. They have the team fights for sure as they have that Brody Hayabusa. Confirms one. Base turret gone. Another one gone. Now HAO 1-1 with the ultimate. Takes the 1 kill. The Hayabusa shot down. Very vital one. That's no doubt. But now the base is open. Heavily exposed. And look at count with me, Chad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 turrets standing for HAO, and for SOTEN they only have 1. This is not good for them. I mean, 2 dominant games, but now game 3 they are being dominated BDSM style, man. BDSM style.
We talked about this, right? We said that Xenos was their cannon, and Xenos was their strength in the lineup. And I love the fact that Xenos really making sure that he gets that damage out. I mean, look at his build here. He has the Malefic gun for more range, and he also has the Blade of Hephaestus for more penetration, and he has the Wind of Nature for those tight situations between Terisla and the Hylos. But I don't see that Winter Crown coming in from him. I mean, that Winter Crown could really help against that 1-1's crossbow tank. But considering that the 1-1 hasn't really triggered the crossbow tank so often, I don't think that really should be a priority build right now. I think the Wind of Nature is fair, since Osho Lantern could be more of a problem for him than the 1-1, especially now that they're in the team fight phase. Royal Lion really trying to come in and check the bushes. Really trying to use the S2 there to check the Vexana, but not willing to commit to that. That's to terrify CC from the Vexana. It's both teams right now. The Lord will spawn in the next 10 seconds. Both teams are really trying to find their positioning around this Lord. Royal Lion not willing to use the Black Dragon form yet. It's a bit too early. That would be an irresponsible move. But then again, there's the Black Dragon pounce from Royal Lion. Trying to get the Star Residue, the Star Stars, but there's the Black Dragon form already. With the Black Dragon form, Kenpachi takes that equalizer. It's an early game engage. SOTEN is forced to retreat. It's a dangerous place to be in. Solian trying to look for the crossbow of tanks, but then will be CC, the Wind of Nature, but we'll find the crossbow of tanks. There's the Inspire, but unfortunately not willing to find anyone as it goes down. That was not a wise decision for this 1-1. I mean, what do you think, Kyle? Do you think that could have paid off?
Red team has slain
I mean, if she was able to actually shut out your Hayabusa down, that might have paid off for her. But there's a lot of tanks there. There's also Vexana. So after you use that ult, man, what exactly are you expecting to do? Because there's too many players. It's only you. Your ultimate is actually fine. It's all fancy and that. You can not be targeted and all that. Yeah, fine. But if you get the one kill, what happens to the other 4 players? Are they going to watch you go? They're not. They are definitely going to shut you down. So yeah, might not have been the best score. They are also going to lose that lot now, and the lot is going to go definitely to the side of HAO. And look at that, man. HAO coming, being dominated 2 back-to-back games, and now game 3, they are dominating. They are obliterating the side here of SOTEN, and this is not something that we thought we were actually going to see, man. Not at all. Not at all, man.
We can see the mid lane is getting real pressure, and production, can we get there? But the Lord will ascend. There's a Black Dragon form already. Break it out, and then bring it out. This is Dragonoid form coming in from Royal Lion, not willing to commit to that. But HAO needs to focus on ending the game right now as Kenpachi gets a killing spree. Also Lantern goes down solely and goes down with him as also Lantern gets a double, gets a triple, and HAO takes game 3. Even the hope alive for HAO.
Going to game 4,
never
man.
lost. I mean,
Yeah, game 4. Here we go.
I'm gonna come on and say it, Carl, I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. I mean, I said SOTEN was gonna win, but then we talked about overconfidence. We said, hey, SOTEN could get overconfidence and they could lose, and that's what happened, right? So we go ahead to see game 4. We got to see game 4. But what do you think about this comeback, man? I mean, they lost the drafts, but somehow, still took the game.
I mean,
without
the thing about that, I'm going to say something here. When I saw the draft in game 1, I immediately said they have lost the game. I saw the draft in game 2 as well, and I also said the same thing. They have lost the game. But when I saw the draft in game 3, I said, maybe this might work. It might not work. And it absolutely worked. So I was a little more confident there on that draft for game 3. The Hayabusa was a very good call. The man could just literally bust out. Brody, a perfect counter for 1-1, and it definitely paid off. So you can note down that this was a really good call for HAO, able to get that win. And now this be the actual starter for freaking comeback. Do you think we are going to see a map 5, or maybe SOTEN are just going to shut them down in this map 4? What do you think, man?
Well, I think we're gonna see a map 5. I think HAO are really trying to find their rhythm one more time. They're trying to see if, okay, look, we had the Valer in the game 2. The Valer really disturbed and pressured us so much, and we lost to the Valer. But somehow we were able to make it work this time around. It means that, okay, maybe this Valer is not as problematic as we thought, but maybe we can find a way around that. And maybe we can just make this work if we go for more mobile junglers, because we can see that Kenpachi had more luck with mobile junglers like Link. We already had the 2 kills with the 2 steals, and then he also had a steal with the Hayabusa. So you can see that, okay, mobile junglers work for HAO when it comes to securing objective than non-mobile junglers like Fredrin. And then so you can also see that as well. So you can see that, okay, look, we are making this work. We made it work with the mobile junglers. We made it work with, okay, we're not going with too many tanks. We're just going to restrict it to, okay, we can see that they have a 1-1. They have a Valet. The 1-1 is disturbing with the, the 1-1 was a problem the last time. But let them use their 1-1. Let them be confident that they have the draft. Let them be confident that they're going to win. We're going to ride on that overinflated ego of, 2 victories, and we're going to just sweep them from under the rug and take the game, take the game 3. And I think we're going to see a game 5. It's possible. HAO could be, they could actually find the rhythm, or perhaps, if I'm not being a fanatic of HAO right now, they could have been messing with SOTEN for the first and second games and probably just giving them the false hope.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I don't want to be like, okay, I'm a Howard Glazer. Funny thing is, I don't even know who these guys are. I've never watched them. I have watched them play before on Black Matter stream, bro. I really don't know anything about them. So I'm not actually trying to glaze, but from what I've said in the stats board, they haven't lost a single game up until now, and then somehow they lose 2 back-to-back games. This might be a conspiracy theory somewhere that we just don't know about, but so if I guess we're gonna see map 4. Map 4 game is going to decide if this was just literally a playing or a game, whatever, with them, or maybe SOTEN might actually mean business and actually close things off on that game 4. I guess we're going to find out. But now look at those lobby bands; they are starting now. The lobby bands are going to be Irithel, Hida, Brody, of course, Brody. They are going to lobby ban Brody. He cannot be picked. Come on, man. What do you think?
Obviously, we can't allow Xenos to dominate like he did the last time. We just cannot allow it. I mean, we also saw the Yuzhong. The Yuzhong also helped a lot, especially with that Black Dragon form really coming in, zoning them out, and making sure that, okay, look, Empachi, I'm going to buy you time. I'm going to buy you some time. So just relax, do your thing, farm the creep, and just secure the objective. Your job is just to secure the objective. You don't have to be a thief. You don't have to, just try your best and try to steal. And okay, we're back in the draft. We're back in the draft phase, and you can see a Sicilian takedown. Wow, that's I don't know. I don't know what SOTEN how are really thinking right now. Shooting themselves in the leg. What do you think, Carl?
Yeah, Frederick Bandamania again. Man, I think you said it earlier on where I will now know that what they need is not tank junglers. They need mobility junglers. We've seen that work with Ling. They did not win, but the Ling was a very vital course for them. Get in, take that load, take that objective, leave the place. That's exactly what Ling did. Hayabusa did that even better because he actually also got kills, started fights, and was a very vital course for them. So now they would be looking towards high mobility junglers that have high burst damage like Hayabusa. The Hayabusa is one of them. The Carinas was one of them. Just get those assassins that have those crazy comment and come out. So that's going to be something to look out for now. The 1-1 being banned this time, but how? I don't think I saw that one coming, but 1-1, was he banned, Chad? Was he banned?
Yeah, really, what the ban? I mean, we've got the Tiger Pace, we've got the Crossbow of Tank, I mean, we've got the untargetability, and we've got a lot of damage. But then again, there is a ban pick from Royal Lion. Wow, finally, Glue leaves the lobby ban and is secured. My goodness. I really want to see what HAO are going to do. Do you see the reverse sweep now? I mean, the Glue can be a game changer here if they really make it work. I really hope SOTEN has something against this Glue pick, because if they do not, then again, that's the Valet from Equalizer. I think at this point, how aren't really prioritizing this Valet anymore. I don't think they see the Valet as that much of a threat like he was the last time. And because once the Glue uses the split, I don't think the Valet can push the split back, because the split can actually come towards him and make him the host. So that's actually going to be a very disadvantageous position for Equalizer. And Kenpachi gets the Hayabusa one more time, while Malem secures the meta mid laner Sicilian. My goodness. HAO just might take this game 5. They just might take game 5. They just might take game 5. I mean, they just might take this game. They just might take this one. I mean, the draft is already looking so good for them right now. What do you think about this draft so far?
Yeah, I mean, there's a Glue, there's a meta Glue, there's a meta Sicilian, and there's a meta Hayabusa. These come on, guys. Right now, HAO are finally awoken. They have woken up, Chad. They were sleeping through game 1 and game 2. Game 3, they found their footing. The rest is staggering. They just opened their eyes. They were not fully woken. But now, game 4, they don't wake up. Their eyes are widely open, Chad. They are open, and they know exactly what they're doing. But now, so you can't count out SOTEN just yet. They have a lot of good picks there. Belleric, of course, back in their lineup. We've got Valer, the pushback, the so annoying pushback. We've got Melissa, who also can be a very, very bad one for the Hayabusa there. So yeah, well, we are going to find out what they can go and cook. But let's see, guys. Let's go. Let's see.
We're going to find out what they can cook indeed as they lock down the Melissa for SOTEN. SOTEN are still trying to find their rhythm. If we take down our 1-1, we're going to pick the Melissa. So it's like, hey, I mean, pick your poison. What do you want? Do you want a very insane mobile marksman, or do you want a marksman that is not that mobile? But then again, we've got the go away on the Melissa that's going to restrict the... But then again, it doesn't really count, because the Hayabusa quad shadows can enter the go away. That doesn't really matter. It's a counter here. I don't know if they thought that, or they really, put that in mind, how the mechanics of Hayabusa and the mechanics of the Melissa interact with each other. I don't really know if they put that in mind. But then again, I love the fact that Xenos also is locking the cleat here, and the double shot with the grenade bombardment, really making sure sure that he gets to that Melissa without needing to physically touch the Melissa. I love the picks here, and I also love the fact that MC finally leaving the Julian, taking back the Hanzo, really wants to settle the score, and really wants to make sure that they don't see HAO in the next match. So, with that being said, the draft is complete. And let's drop our predictions one more time. We were wrong the last time, so I'm not going to be the one to predict. I'm going to ask you now, Carl. Who do you think is going to win this match? Just say one name, and let's see how it turns out.
Si Setobo. Hey, of course, how, man? I think it's 2-2, man. That's it. 2-2, map 5. Here we go. That's what I think, man. Straight to the point there, no doubt. 2-2.
Well, okay. So I said SOTEN the last time, and I actually, I was wrong, and HAO proved me wrong. And I want to see what, you said HAO, and I also support HAO for this, really, because I believe HAO right now has the draft advantage.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
The game mechanics, how they interact with each other, I think is the advantage of
how
HAO.
the enemy reaches the battlefield.
I mean, we've got the Sicilian Sand Claws, which can really get in the way of that Melissa's falling, can really get in the way of that as skill. So if you really think about it, the Sicilian will be this Melissa's bane. And then you've got the Clint with the quick draw and the grenade bombardment, really long range there with that double shots passively giving him more range and more damage right there, because double shots don't has a chance to crit. So that's the thing that the Clint is gonna be taking advantage of. This Melissa having the Inspire doesn't have enough mobility aside the falling, so she really needs to make sure that, hey, I'm not on the 1-1, so I need to be sure of my positioning before I attack. We can see the laning between both teams here already linking him up with models. But unfortunately, Xenos already knows how to lane properly against Solian, because right now this is the 4th game. Oh, already linking him up with models, but Xenos will walk out of there using the double shot to farm the minions, really making sure that things they win the trade. Oh, there's a 4-man gank already. They're really trying to make sure that Xenos does not really farm efficiently in the earlys. I mean, what do you think? Look at how dangerous it's getting on the gold lane.
Yeah, that's the thing about these two goat laners here. Clint is, easily the better goat laner, no doubt, against Melissa. But, if any of them farms the other, then it's going to be one-sided. So you want to make sure your MM is the one that's over-farmed, better. So that's the thing, Echo now. You want to make sure you're on the farming, the opening MM, but now they have to come to EXP. That's why the touch is going to spawn to Sealant there close by. Hayabusa as well. Hanzo, a very, is a good thief, mind you. Hanzo is a very good thief, like the Hayabusa. So this is the battle of thief it now for these two junglers, two assassin junglers going all the way head to head here. Tatsu spawns in. So far, look at that EXP late now. That's where the action is going to be at. Valer, the pushback, sealing in that bush somewhere. Hanzo just really farming his blue buff, trying to get the buffs up. No total fight. Blerick does see that press in the bush. I think that's going to be Hayabusa. I don't think that was the best call there. Had a Hayabusa still fighting the man, and he's going to be critically low. Has to back down now. So this might be the best time to go and see SOTEN start a total fight, but they're not going in for that, Chad. They're not going in.
Kenpachi really positioning for that still, really trying to avoid Hanikage right there. And it's funny because in the lore, Hayabusa is actually a mortal enemy of Hanzo. And then we can also see that these are two characters that are really good. Like he said, Anekage with the steals, and then we can see Hanzo already putting his body trying to engage on the EXP lane. Production, can we get a camera view on the EXP lane? I think that's where the fight is at. And then we can also see that Sicilian on the mid. And then we can also see that the Hanzo, the jungle, is being invaded at that top there. We see Kenpachi getting the first blood on the Hanzo there, granting himself a free turtle, but will he go for the objectives? I mean, that was a very, very intelligent invade, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get the tussle in very fast, and that's going to be very important. Now, look at Melissa overextended. Might be bad. Okay, no, she was not overextended. It wasn't her. It was Clint overextended. Be your punishment for sure. The chase, and she gets the kill. Clint, they go away. A Kai cannot save her. Turtle gone. Clint still running. Oh my God! Ow! Kai confirmed the kill. Clint, look at that damage. He did die though, but somehow, look at that. Oh my God! And again, Blerick there, not the best spot to be in. And now Hanzo comes in, trying to get that free kill against the Kai. My claim it, a lot of damage now done. The stacks are there. Now the S1 confirms it, and that's going to be Hanzo Free kill, confirms that one. Belair locked in, finds Glue close by, hands home. I want to ult again. Glue confirms that kill. Belair does go down. Hayabusa's close. Well, I don't think he's going to make any engagement there now. Has to go with the ult.
Wow.
Clint finds one kill. Double kill.
Double kill indeed with the double shots. Wow, I think I'm making rhymes at this point. But then again, the Anekage will come in to take him out, preventing him from taking that gold on the tier 1 of the gold lane. But this Hanzo really trying to come into farm there. But Sicilian will try to take out the number 1, but will get caught in the Sanguine Claws. Not too lethal though, not too much of a large damage because Sicilian doesn't exactly have enough stacks on the overflowing. I think we need to get to the late game before we see significant stacks, but there's the pause from the refs. So,
let me ask you something, man. Why are we posting
Okay.
every single game? It's like a tradition now in Africa. You had 3 posts, chat. 3 posts, 3
Okay,
games. Actually, 4.
Okay.
We had 3 posts. 4. We've had 4 posts, man. We've had 4. All games have had posts, man. At this point, is that a thing?
yeah, it's actually a thing because whenever there's like a lot of recall spam from the players, so basically each team gets a pause. So each team gets a single, I think 2 pauses per match. So whenever there's like a recall spam from 3 or 4 players, the refs observes that and then they hit a pause for 2 minutes and then they unpause and that's it. So basically you get 2 pauses. Once you've used up the 2 pauses, that's it. So it gives them a chance. Probably usually when the game is paused, the players toggle their data and their whatever Wi-Fi they're connected to. I think they might be having some issues with the network, and so they just need that pause as a little break for them to like toggle their network and get things straight on their end.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I get that now. That's fair, But well, so far so good. What do you think about this game? Are we really going to go and see that game 5, man? Are we going to see that, or maybe SOTEN might be able to go and get that win? But so far, it's 5-3. The goal lead also very close, but almost a 2K goal lead in favor of HAO. And I don't know what's happening, man. HAO started the first 2 games so poorly, and now game 3 and game 4, they've just been better off early on. What's happening, chat?
I don't really know. I'm actually surprised myself. I mean, the predictions right now are on HAO right now. The predictions right now. I mean, if I saw Invincible, he would be shouting on my face right now, saying, "Hey, Black, I know I told you about HAO's victory and all that," because he's actually the vice captain of HAO actually. And then he's like, "Oh, hey, Black, HAO is gonna take it. HAO is gonna take it." And I'm like, "Hey, okay, look. SOTEN KISHIDAN is not actually. Oh, let's say on pause. SOTEN KISHIDAN is not actually an inexperienced team. I get it that you guys won in your fixture against them. You give them a 2-0 crushing defeat. But then again, SOTEN KISHIDAN actually, I think SOTEN KISHIDAN has returned the favor because they've given them a 2-0 early defeat in this finals. And if they actually take this game, they're going to give them a 3-1 defeat. But production, can we get a view on the EXP lane? The EXP lane is getting pressured.
Yo, Jex, thank you for the hobby on TikTok, man. Thank you for the hobby, chat. Jex, God bless you, man. You can go on, Risky.
Okay, so like I said, that's the heavy spin from the Akai against the go away, but the Storm still fights it with the double kill. Clint's getting a killing spree on the Melissa. Probably not thinking so well about that. The go away, not really interacting well with the heavy spin, still putting him close to the wall. And then I was still taking turrets here on the EXP, on the gold lane. Still taking the tier 1 as the tier 1 goes down to Xenos. The total still taking back in Baki. Howard doing some cleanup, taking what matters more, the objectives, the turret, the Sanguine Claws as Clint takes the Toro Hanekage. Too late to the show as the Vengeance Flames has been used by the Valer.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't know what they were doing, if they were sleeping before, but I don't know who called them and like, yo, you guys, you have to wake up now because now we have to go and get that win. And that's exactly what they're doing now. Click that and Hayabusa. So it's very low and a very exposed spot to be in, and Hanzo 4. Cillian confirms that kill, and Kai, look at them. 3, the gold lead, 5,000 gold in their favor, and this has been a good day. SOTEN, what are they doing? This is a rewrite of Thins Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, man. No doubt. This is it, guys. This is it. Thins Fall Apart.
Honestly, Honestly, things fall apart indeed. You said it, my man, because this is falling apart for Soten. I mean, we talked about this. We said that there's a chance that Soten could get overconfident, and there's a chance that they could actually throw because we saw the situation of the throwing isn't actually new. But then again, there's a slight engagement right there. But this glue is still looking for its next host. After all, they are facing a cluster here because this Melissa is trying to just defend and clear. There's a lot of things in their advantage right now. We can see Kenpachi right here with this glue on the EX place to trying to find that tier 1 there. They know that the objectives are what matters, invisible in the dangerous position, but then again, we'll use the bat first to gain that speed boost. But the tier 1 on the EX lane goes down. Soten actively losing turrets here. This glue being the biggest distraction with this Akai. I think their frontline quality has improved so much. What do you think about their frontline right now, Carl?
I mean, I can't lie. How the thing is, I don't want to glaze them too much here. Let them go and lose the whole thing, to glazing. But they haven't played so freaking good. And now Hanzo, he might be in a very bad spot if Akai catches him there, but he's going to escape that one. Luckily, closely there. A lot of damage was dealt to him. Valère with that pushback, not going to find any value for that one. Just find one finally. It's going to be Valère in that bush now. That's going to be Gato other. And I don't know, Glue trying to find somebody off guard. Hanzo, what is Glue doing there exactly, Sha? Make a ass. What's he Glue fight with the chat? He's gonna escape, Sha.
Yeah, looking for the split there as Kenpachi takes the total. I will really focusing on what matters, and this Glue just being as big a distraction as possible. Really. While they are actually, there's the batting impact. But then again, there's the avatar of the Guardian as the flicker out of there just before that could become lethal. But then this Glue finds its host with a split, taking so much damage and Xenos finishes the job. But it gets taken out, Royal Lion gets taken out by MC as Xavier returns the favor on their marksman. It's a 1-for-1 trade. It's a 1-for-2 trade in favor of HAO as they look for the tier 2 on the mid lane. They're trying to push things a little bit here. This Akai getting caught by the Hanekage, trying to get away, but Hanekage all relenting. There's the forbidden Jutsu. Ameno Habakere, but the blood will run out as they get caught in the heavy spin. The Hanzo goes down. That was a brutal one. Backfiring so quickly. This Belric trying to find as much taunt as possible, but the bat impacts are dealing so much magic damage. Kenpachi in a dangerous situation, but will he go down? The bat impact comes into support for Hosho Lantern, finishes with a two-man Sanguine Claws. Xavier not willing to focus as Xavier pushes the turrets on the other end. Wow. Take a look at how are really making sure the turrets go down. Soten has lost all their turrets. They only have one.
I mean, to be fair right now, this has not been fair. Soten, game, again, I look at making reference back to game 1 and game 2, where it looked like these guys, they were just straight out of the oven. They were cooking, and they were absolutely burning the whole kitchen. But now, the kitchen has to troop on, they cannot cook again, because in chat 3 and 4 has been in their favor. Look at that gold lead, guys. Look at that gold lead. 6,000. That cannot be closed. That is so not fair. HAO are just literally dominating Soten now, and now there's a load. So this is going to be a very, very important one. If you're Soten, you want to get that load. You have lost 3 titles, literally 6 in the last 2 games, guys. 6 titles lost. So you want to make sure you try and contest for that load. Hanzo to be equal at Thief as Hayabusa's, as Kenpachi's Hayabusa, man. Can you match up the Thief Kenpachi? I mean, has to answer that soon.
You gotta answer that soon because MC is already low right now. So him coming up with Hanekage is also going to be low. So he really has to time that the body and the positioning as well. Kenpachi will come in. Ooh, Kenpachi takes the turtle before Hanekage could get there. But then again, Kenpachi doesn't just find the objective, he finds Valère as well. It's a dangerous position. There's the heavy spin on the Melissa as Kenpachi gets a double on Hush. HAO are dominating. It's a 1-4-4 in favor. It's a 9-4-4 in favor of HAO as they try to take game 4. It's looking like HAO will take this one as MC is the only one left. 1 versus all here. Hanekage will get taken down as HAO pushes for the victory.
I'm kind of confused. Were they trolling for game 1 and game 2? Because I don't understand. I can't believe why I watch it anymore, chat. It's looking like it was all trolling, and now look at that, chat. Look at that. It might just be certain losing this one, but now Hanzo comes in, confirms the 1 kill. Akai takes turret down. All turrets are now gone except one. Maybe the one on the bot lane there. Now damage coming in, and this might be another kill. Hayabusa confirms that one. Akai close by, and Melissa shuts him down. Akai heavy spin, flickers out. Good call. A little bit too low for that one. And Hanzo coming in close. And Hanzo might still see the kill. Hanzo does confirm that kill. Cillian has to back down. It's now him and again, and Glue against the whole world. But they were not able to end the game there, I guess. The Lord not really doing much, but he did do a lot of work, did clear a lot of lanes for them. But now they have to go back. And again, man, SOTEN, what happened? How did they fall off? How did they fall off? What happened? Did I lose black water there? Black matter, where are you, Risky? Is it me or is it you?
Yeah, sir.
Welcome back, bro. Welcome back, brother. You might be losing him there a little bit, but okay, now so far it's 17 and 80. Yeah, he's
that
back.
third game easy. They're not willing to let them get that third game easy. I mean, right? I mean, Carl, Solon finally coming through, finding that rhythm on the Melissa. Oh, what do you think about Solion right now? Do you think Solion can still make it work? Oh, that's the go away from Solion.
I mean, to be fair, I don't want to lie. I don't want to be I don't want to be be one-sided here. But I'm just gonna say what I really think. I don't think SOTEN have a chance here, man. I think it's over. I think it's done and dusted. But again, comebacks do happen. If you get too confident against a team in Mobile Legends, he might get punished. Now, Hayabusa goes in there. That was not the best one. He might get shot down, but look at that trade come through. Clink makes a double. This could be where to end the whole thing. Now, to come through. That'll be a triple kill. The car comes in. Got the ball. The shots in. And 2-2. We are going to a freaking game 5. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
How?
It's crazy. I did say, right? I did say that HAO might have been toying with SOTEN. This is the team that has never lost, Carl. They might have just been like, hey, look, I mean, you guys are good. I get it. But you guys are one laners. We are the unbeaten. We have never lost. So you can't touch this. You got nothing on this. I might be glazing HAO right now, but I might be just saying the truth here. And for once, you were actually predicting correctly. I mean, you were like, you said, how would we win the second match? The draft was better in the second game, and HAO did win the second game. So they could be toying with SOTEN here. I might not be. They could be toying.
I mean, to be fair, we're going to a match 5. Match 5 will tell us the truth, but this is a good storyline. If HAO win 3-2, this is a perfect storyline. We let you guys get the first few maps because we were looking for a comeback story and arc, a reverse sweep. And if they do that, man, the boys of SOTEN are going to be traumatized for centuries to come, man. This is going to be a nightmare day for them. Imagine you're almost at heaven's gate there. You knock on the gate there. You're almost in, and then somebody pulls you back. That is it, guys. That is exactly what they're doing to SOTEN right now. HAO have been weekend, if that's the word to use. They've been absolutely front starring for the first 2 games. And now game 3 and game 4 has been totally in their favor. And now we're going to a game 5 where everything is going to get decided on the slot and on the spot. So it's now a do or die affair. 2-2, all cards are equal. There is literally nothing in between them. It's do or die.
This is it. It's do or die. It's
May the stars.
You want it, so it's yours. But then again, if somehow there's a silver lining for SOTEN there, and Solon finds that maniac one more time and wipes them out and gives SOTEN that victory, HAO are going to officially be the one team that had a chance to take it all but lost it all. But if somehow Xenos comes through for them with his picks, with his maniacs instead, HAO will officially be the undefeated and undisputed champions of the Rookies tournament. So right now it's all or nothing. it's all or nothing right now.
To be fair, again, man, you have to applaud the player Xenos. I'm not really the one to call names of players here, but Xenos, Jesus Christ, that boy has been something to look out for. He's been absolutely tremendous in getting them those 2 back-to-back victories there. The Brody Clint, man, ban my Brody, I don't care. I have a Clint. And maybe if you ban my Brody and my Clint, I'm gonna pull up a Mia or maybe even a Layla or something, but I'm still gonna cook because I am Xenos. That's my name. You have to remember that name, and that's the one there, man. That's why it has been something else. The Kenpachi as well. The last 2 games, he has been God mode. And I'm very sure the Hayabusa is going to be up for a total ban right now. I mean, the Hayabusa has been a serious problem. So not right now, there's going to be SOTEN. They have so many players that need to ban. They have Clint, they have Hayabusa, they have Brody, they have literally. I would literally be looking to ban the whole lineup there for HAO the last 2 games. But again, it's all going to come down to this one, man. Now prediction time. What do you think? Again, after the draft pick, we're going to make that prediction time. Not now.
This is honestly, I want to say SOTEN. I want to say SOTEN so bad, but honestly, SOTEN right now are not convincing me because the way they've been playing so far, with the way SOTEN has been making some certain positioning mistakes. I mean, we saw the situation whereby, the Akai had the heavy spin and then the Melissa had the go away, but still the stuns were still coming in. The heavy spin was still stunning the Melissa even within the go away. So the game mechanics were interacting with each other, but the heavy spin, being a higher grade CC, was tramping over the go away, the pushback from the go away. So we saw this problem here whereby the control immunity wasn't enough. The control, wasn't enough from the Melissa, and then we had positioning problems, and we had Xenos just riding on the bad positioning of the marksman of SOTEN. So it's really something that they're gonna work on. They're gonna have to cover their opening, uncover their gaps, and kind of bring down their ego a little bit from the end of SOTEN. Hey, I mean, I know you won the first 2 games. I know you set the pace for this finals, but still, you gotta calm down. You gotta reset your nerves and just make sure, okay, look, I know we took the first 2 games, but we gotta calm down. We gotta recalculate our plays and get back our mojo. We might have lost the remaining 2, but we can still secure the victory, and we're gonna see who was really playing with who in this match. But with that being said, I think we're gonna be starting soon. We're gonna get into the final match for the Rookies Tournament Finals, and I've got my boy with me here, and I've also got a lot of things right now with okay, I think we're in the draft right now. Production, can we take that? So, by the way, all what you see on your screen right now, if you love what you see on your screen, is brought to you by Real Time Productions, and credits to the technical unit and credits to all the teams that actually make this work and deliver such quality and such impressive, production today. So, I also appreciate Carl as well. I mean, it might be a little early, but still though, I'm appreciating Carl for being here with me today. I mean, I've been alone most of the times on my streams in the previous games, but then again, thank you so much, Carl, for coming in to stream with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Risky. Thank you for having me too. But again, look at the first ban. Hayabusa, man, straight off the kitchen. Hayabusa is getting banned. SOTEN say, we do not want to see that boy again. We have Taya. We don't tire. We do not want to face Hayabusa, and he's going to be the very first ban on that phase. And Fredrin also getting shot down by HAO. Again, their own player. Doesn't really matter though. They don't want that Fredrin being picked by the opponent. So Haya and Fredrin shot down. Let's see who Jordan bans.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what those bans are. I mean, the Hayabusa is kind of a given because, I mean, for the past 2 games, that's what they used to win the 2 victories.
They did not ban. They did not ban. SOTEN are going to miss one ban. SOTEN just missed their ban too. They did not use it, so that's why. What happened?
Fight for the
that might be a problem for them.
That's not going to come against them. I really hope that's not going to come against them in the draft, in the game. I really hope that's not going to come against them because right now it's just looking. It's not looking good for SOTEN because now they're giving more opportunities to HAO right now. We see a Hilda takedown on the side of HAO. That's trying to prevent Hosho Lantern. But then again, Hosho Lantern hasn't really used the Hilda. So right now, you can see Jordan locking down the Hylos. Really still going for that King of Centaurs there. And then we also have on the other end, Manlems and Royal Lion will make the decision. for the teams. But then again, we got the Belric pick. Wow, what do you think about this? I mean, Belric against the Hylos. And then we got the Sicilian. The Sicilian, my goodness. The Sicilian again for HAO.
I mean, to be fair, I'm just gonna tell you this, man. How have been the last two games? The picks have been something else. And now we have the Sicilian, we have the Bele as well. This is let's wait and see what all the picks are going to look like before we go to start judging. But so far, man, this is not going to be the best day for the boys of SOTEN. Again, missing that one ban, that would have been a Clint or Brody if you ask me. But they're not going to have you. They can't use it anymore. May God save them. Hopefully, it doesn't come back to bite them there. 1-1 pick Aurora as well for that CC crowd control. So they do have this is, they've been repeating heroes a lot of times now. Hylos has been literally the runner, I think, for the past 5 matches. Am I wrong? I think 4 matches, apart from match 1. I think it's been yes. Am I wrong?
I do agree though with the Clint lockdown.
Again. Ban Clint, Jan. Ban Clint. Why are they leaving Clint open, man?
I know, right? I mean, the Clint has been problematic to them, just like the Hayabusa. So them actually leaving the Clint open is actually counterproductive for them. But
yeah,
then again, we also see. Yeah, we also see. Okay, we also see. Okay, we also see the 1-1. We also see the 1-1 on the side of Solion still finding that agile tiger from the KDR rival and still trying to make that crossbow of tank work. But then again, I'm pretty sure that this Sicilian is going to go for the Winter Crown early to counter that 1-1 because he cannot have that 1-1 using him. So because the Sicilian is actually very, the Sicilian doesn't have enough mobility on his skills. It's only the Batfest actually has mobility. But then again, run against the 1-1, but Hocho Lantern will find his main here with the Grand Lord Lava of the Abyss. We've got a Tammuz on Hocho Lantern. They're coming for blood. It's all or nothing. We're bringing out our big guns. I mean, hey, if I don't play my main now, when will I play my main again? This is the finals. This is the final match. There is nothing beyond this. So, right? I mean, what do you think about the draft so far? The league one more time.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to cap this one. I don't like Link. I would never like Link. I would never like a Link pick in any game. He's not a Link. He might be a good jungler, yes. He might be a really fast jungler, have a lot of damage as well. But if you CC Link, come on. There's a Thamos there. There's a literal Aurora. There's a one. Come on, man. I would never accept a Link pick. I would never. But again, I might. So I will, please, guys, prove me wrong because I have bet my house rent on this, guys. It will light a light. If they lose it, I will find them and I will touch them. So no, they can't lose it, man. But again, good luck to Center. Good luck to HAO. May the best man win.
Yeah, may the best one win. As commentators, we also have to remain neutral. But then again, the facts will speak for itself as we get into game 5, guys. This is it. Any match that goes down, any team that wins this one officially becomes the champions of the Rookies tournament. This is battle night. It's 15 minutes to midnight and both teams are clashing against each other to decide who is the better one. Wow. There's a lot of speculations, but chat, if you are watching this right now, drop your predictions so that we all hold it against each other at the end of the match. But Carl, let's hear from you. Who is taking this one? I mean, you said HAO before, but HAO or SOTEN? One more chance. What do you think?
I think my house rent is on HAO. Wait till I won't talk again now. My house rent is on them. I cannot afford SOTEN, bro. It's not possible, man. But again, it's all gonna come down to skill, man. It's all gonna come down to skill. So far, HAO have been very impressive the last 2 maps. SOTEN had a really good start, so they can still find out the way that the form they had in those first 2 games and bring it back to the game 5. So come down to skill. Resolve to actually go and lift that trophy, yeah. And hopefully, guys, it's the best man. And so far, you can see that engagement coming to me now. But I don't know what he's doing there. Maybe a little bit of a war draft, but they are not going to have any fights on here. You need to farm. Very important. Early game, farm here. Make sure you get your stocks up, your levels up, and that's it. Yeah, What do you think is going to get the win here, man? What do you think is going to get the win?
I honestly, I think we're all on HAO, and I'm personally on HAO as well. But then again, I like this alpha pick from MC, really going out of his comfort zone here, really trying to, gain some true damage in. I love the fact that MC finally leaving the Julian, finally, going for something. Okay, look, I know that the Julian has an early game advantage, but we also need some level of sustain on our junglers as well. But then again, Kempachi still wanting to get more steals. This guy is a real thief. He still wants to make sure. He still wants to make sure that he takes more objectives in case his tanks. But then again, there's the Blade of Tempest, but will be outplayed by MZ as he takes the first turtle. But then there's the glorious pathway. Ooh, how crumbling
Oh my
in the same
God.
fight as MC gets a triple right there.
Wow. Alpha. Mind you, that's my main hero as well. I'm literally down to number 3 Alpha right now. That's my main hero, chat. I love Alpha, and me seeing an Alpha pick anytime, any day gives me absolute joy. And when the Alpha cooks, oh my God, that is joy elevated. Even though my house friend is against Alpha, but I don't know why Alpha wants to take my house friend, bro. Alpha, so far, so good. SOTEN are going to get 3-0 ahead, and HAO are going to start on the back foot, which is not something that hasn't happened for the past 2 maps, guys. This is now a different game entirely. SOTEN get things early on, and yeah, it might be a problem somewhere, chat.
It might be the problem somewhere. And I really hope that HAO are gonna make a quick recovery, because if they don't and SOTEN just rides on this early game advantage, it's not going to be nice for them, especially going, oh, there's Equalizer trying to get bold here on the gold lane. But then again, needs to be careful of that quick draw from the Clint. They really don't want to trade HP unnecessary. But then again, because see MC approaching the Sicilian on the other end, really trying to chase here, trying to zone out. But then again, but again, Xenos is no new person when it comes to early game ganks. But this Cloud Walker from KISHIDAN Riverland is also no new person as well. As you can see, Kempachi will trying to rotate and wait for that buff to respawn. But the mid lane is getting tough. Both teams not willing to commit to any fight. The Cloud Walker already making his way towards this 1-1 with the Tempest of Blade coming in, trying to get as much damage as possible. But then again, will get out just in time. But that could become lethal for the Cloud Walker. Still going in with the big boys, but not willing to commit to that as the Tiger pace is faster than him. Wow.
Well, now Turtle's going to be where they are going to set all their focus towards. It's going to be SOTEN going for Turtle. No contest coming through just yet. There's Alpha there, easy and free. Turtle this time. 2 back-to-back touches for SOTEN and HAO. Oh, mind you, the first 2 games we had SOTEN getting 2 back-to-back. We had them getting 6 turtles out of 6, yeah. And then same thing happened in game 3 and 4. We saw HAO get 6 back-to-back turtles, and in game 5, and SOTEN are going to be the ones actually getting the turtles this time. So it might just be a SOTEN game. I hope not, because my house friends still did the line, so hopefully not. But so far, HAO, they have not been at their best, and SOTEN are seriously outplaying them. And this might just be as a result of, maybe they got a little bit too cocky, and it might just not be working. But again, the game has just started. They can still regroup. Still.
Yeah, they can still make it work. They can still find their rhythm. They can still take it back. I really think, I think we should just give Xeno some time to cook. Some time with someone close on the mid lane, trying to clear the lanes as fast as possible. But then again, there's a fight brewing in mid. Both teams are just waiting for that one person who is going to start that fight. So that it turns into an all-out. But the Cloud Walker is here. The Spear of Alpha with the penalty zone starts the fight and breaks the ice with a Wrath of Dryad. As the Glorious Pathway comes in, MC already taking the first kill. Dangerous position there. Gets taken out by the double shot. Xenos finding his counterpart as his victim on the gold lane. Flicker in from Equalizer, trying to get away, but Equalizer will revenge for Solian on the gold lane.
I mean, right now, so far so good, man. So far, 3-0 still. The kills are not going to be changing anytime soon. turrets are being taken. Ling is trying to get that split but factor on. The thing about Ling is, you know, once Ling sees that, oh, he's been out-farmed, he can't really do much for his team there, he's just going to go and start trying to get the turret's destruction. And Ling is a very fast farmer. He's got a lot of damage output as well in the mid-stroke late game, so he can easily take turrets just like Mia can. So that might be something, a split push option for them. But again, this is exactly what I said. Ling can never be a good pick if you ask me. He's not a bad jungler, really good jungler there, no doubt. But I mean, against the heroes like Thamos, Alpha, you've got Aurora, Hylos, 1-1. I don't think Ling is ever going to work there. So maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong still, but Ling was not the best call. Probably a different jungler. 3 turtles not lost back to back. Alpha getting 3 turtles. And come on, HAO. Come on, guys. My house red, guys.
Red team hero has been slain.
Use black.
Yeah, honestly.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm here actually. So honestly, I really agree with what you said. Game mechanics wise, Link isn't actually the best, you know, when it comes to picks against this. Oh, then again, walking into the turret there, MC trying to figure out there with the Finch boys. But then again, like I said, Link isn't exactly a very good counter against. But are we really looking at, you know, when it comes to picks here for, you know, how I think kind of looking at, okay, what works? We talked about this. We said with the mobility junglers, they tend to prioritize mobility junglers, especially HAO's view. HAO's viewpoint on jungling is who can get us, who can steal the objectives for us when our front lines are not able to do their job. That is kind of their outlook on the jungle right now. But what do you think on their outlook though?
I mean, the outlook, it did work in game 3 and 4 with higher booster, yes. But Ling again, we have seen Ling get a couple of quite good steals, but I don't think again it might work this time. And look at that Alpha just snowballing, but Mr. finally gets that shutdown, sent him to a respawn there. And now maybe we might see how was trying to start something off here. But so far, it's 5-1, make that 5-2 actually, I do think. Now turret gone, Tam was able to take that mid lane for them. Ling, bleed off almost lost, but he's not going to let that happen easy, man. That is literally, without that bleed off, Ling cannot cook. He needs that bleed off, man.
Yeah, that's a really strategic invade coming from the end of HAO. Really, sorry, on the end of SOTEN KISHIDAN. So they really know what the Ling rides on. But then again, we can see that there's an invade coming in here on the other end. Solion finding a movement against the Belric. Then again, weren't willing to commit to that. The Lord has spawned, and both teams need to be around there. MZ already positioning himself like a jungler should around this Lord here, making sure that they don't get a single Lord on the side of HAO. But can Pachi find that still? I guess we're gonna have to see about that.
That didn't work, man. He didn't work, and he did not work. And Alpha takes that load, and now Ling comes in, and now the Tempest might do that damage. Of course, he's gonna take Alpha. It might be a Ling. Oh my God, 1-1 able to get that trade on, but that might happen a double for Ling there. Wow. Now Thamos chasing that man Sicilian, trying to get the pushback here. Might work. He's got that. Might help him. They are going to catch up. Cecilia might be gone. The fight's on. Oh my God, he's still running. He might escape a 1-1. Trying to cut the man off. It's a 2v1. Sicilian biking on that turret, but it's not going to save him. Going to get shut down.
Wow.
Man.
That was a very strategic move. I mean, look at how that Tamus just stayed inside the turret and tanked some of the turret shots for that 1-1, buying enough time. But SOTEN really trying to push there. That's the Blade of Tempest right now, using on that 1-1, trying to get damage into the 1-1 down, trying to get away with the Finch boys. The Cloud Walker from Credit Liberance gets away from the penalty zone from these Hylos. The King of the Centaurs trying to fire revenge, but Equalizer will get that kill on that Belric. Wow, it's a 2-for-none trade, it's a 1-for-1 trade for both teams. That's an equal trade right there. No harm, no foul.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. My house friend might be gone. Hey, I forgot to do this where I do shot. I should not have done it. And SOTEN, so far, they are just dominating. HAO, the comeback story not looking any more storyful. It might be gone. Their grandkids are not gonna hear about this because nah, This was that again, not the best score here, not the best score at all. Now SOTEN are just dominating and snowballing. Look at that, 14-4. The goal in favor of SOTEN, 4,000 got lead. That is a lot of actual money there. This is bad. This is really bad, guys. HAO now just playing a defensive game over three. They are playing prime. Who defends a lot? Is it Man City? No, not Man. Who defends a lot in football, chat? I get it wrong now.
Yeah. I mean, your house rent just might be at stake or might not be because
I might be homeless by tomorrow, man. I might be homeless by tomorrow.
There's still a chance.
Out of the
We've got the link. We've got the link split pushing right now. I mean, look at Kempachi's position on the map. There's a lot of split pushing coming in from Kempachi there. This is something that Link can do. I mean, as the Cloud Walker and the Finch boys, he got it right. If you get it right and you know what you're doing, you can potentially steal turrets while still dealing damage to stray members of your opponent. So we've got that right, and Kempachi understands that. Kempachi trying to make that work. Ooh, takes out. Who gets taken out in return? It's a 1-for-1 trade there. I mean, no harm, no foul. Like I said, misses the Spear of Alpha. The Glorious Pathway trying to catch up, but Xenos will follow as well. That's not good. I mean, that was a bad positioning. That was talking about the positioning of the Solian, but then again, Xenos will follow as well with the bad positioning. I think positioning is something that is a problem right now for both teams. Oh, how do you see positioning right now on Solion? Do you think he has improved so far?
I mean, to be fair, they've outplayed HAO. They have outplayed them by a mile. They have literally found a way back here, and this might just be them not letting that reverse flip come through. Look at that, the invading Alpha, and he's going to be surrounded there, but I don't think he can actually walk. He's literally Alpha. He also got help coming close. The reason that now with, oh my God, what was that? What was that? The reason that's ultimate. What was that, man? Was that my eyes? Did I see wrong?
That was actually not that good. But then again, it's a full-on team fight as Kempachi gets a kill to land and revenges as MC also takes out Royal Lion. Oh, Kempachi goes down. That's not a good thing. Oh, Xenos gets shut down. HAO finding their rhythm finally. Your house rent just might still be with you. Your story is town. Because HAO just might take this Lord. It's a 4-for-3 trade in favor of HAO. My goodness, that was something I did not see coming. But junglers fell. I mean, right now they could take the Lord, but then again they need to be careful. Solion is still alive, and Solion has more mobility than Xenos. So if they don't do it well, if they don't make it work, oh, there's a camp right there trying to invade there with a swallow dart, but then again will miss. Like I said, if they don't make it work, there's a spam recall. I don't know if the refs are going to pause the match. Yeah, we might get it. Yeah, that's the pause. Okay, so like I was saying, we might not see Kempachi do a lot of steals in this game because it seems like they've kind of understood Kempachi's gameplay towards and his approach towards the objectives. He just waits when the Lord or the Turtle is low in HP. He just comes in and tries to make it work with the Blade of Tempest. So they've known that, okay, look, Kempachi is gonna try and pull off his surprise steal. So let's be very, very, very aware when the Lord is already on low HP, and whoever's on him, mark him seriously until I'm able to take this objective for us. And I love that fact that SOTEN is adapting to the battle. And right now, it looks like their strategy is working for them because they're currently ahead in gold lead, ahead in kill lead, but HAO are still trying to find their rhythm here. But then again, it's still tight. We still can't say that any one of us will take that match. What do you think? Do you think SOTEN will just take the victory?
But if I'm going to be fair with you right now, I do see chat saying the mage might be AFK for HAO. Hopefully not, because that would be a very bad thing to see there. Hopefully not, man. That cannot be good. But so far, man, SOTEN have been dominating. Look at that kill fit, 20-10. That's double the kills in favor of SOTEN. The GOAT lead no longer there anymore. It's literally a 1k GOAT lead somewhere. It's very close now. So HAO, they might be able to pull off that comeback here. The whole comeback arc, the whole reverse they've been working on is, they lost first 2 games, they won the second 2, and they might just go and get the last one. But right now they are being dominated, and if they still find a way to go and win this one after this year, then yeah, I think the comeback story will be complete, man.
Especially especially on the other end, whereby we had domination for HAO in the second and the third games. And right now, in the third and the fourth games, rather, and right now, SOTEN KISHIDAN are trying to make sure that, hey, I know that you guys won the third and the fourth games, and you want to prove to everyone that you are the undefeated, undisputed champions of this tournament. But slow down your horses. We also worked hard for this, and we also deserve that win. So, both teams right now, HAO really try to preserve their reputation, and SOTEN trying to change history. So, it's anyone's game at this point. We get another pause. Wow.
Yeah, I think there's an AFK issue there, man. There's an AFK for Sicilian, so this might be a major problem. I don't know what the rules are, but maybe a restart. I don't think that's going to be fair to SOTEN, so this is going to be a major problem now for HAO. I mean, they had everything in sight, man. They had that trophy looking good after the third and fourth games there. Now, game 5, they have an AFK mage. That cannot be good, chat. That cannot be good. It might just be GG's and game over here, chat. What do you think about this now? What do you think about this, man?
I mean, it's like you said, it might just be it, because they can't actually get a restart. The rules doesn't actually allow them to get a restart. They only get a restart when a member of the jungle does not have a retribution, and they get a free restart when there is a mistake double lock on the lanes. And maybe let's say there's a double marksman or a double mage, and they have a very unreasonable lineup, and probably was as a result of network. The refs can consider and grant them a restart. And this far into the game, I don't really see the refs granting them a restart. I think the refs are going to give them as much pauses as possible, as much pauses as their benevolence can, permit. But then again, it doesn't get anywhere from there. It doesn't get any more better from there. They better get their mage back, or play without their mage, or manually control their mage, and just hope that somehow SOTEN KISHIDAN somehow doesn't really leverage on that so much that it costs them the trophy. But even if it does, they can really just take that and say, hey, at least we made a statement, right? We showed why we were the undefeated champions, and we showed why we were forced to be reckoned with. And HAO really tried. Making a 2-2 comeback is not something to joke about. So I really love HAO, and I really want them to take it. But unfortunately, if this is going to cost them, then they really did well, and they were true heroes. And they have a lot of people on the chats right now, helping them. So it's something that's it's something that's gonna be unfortunate really for them.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, man. Yeah, the restart is not going to work, that's for sure. So it's all going to come down to, man, they are going to have to pray somehow that the mage, I don't know, buys fiber in the next 2 minutes and saves their souls, because right now they have no judgment to actually play on. Hopefully it does work when out of Vizsla, so they get the damage in. Hylos once again with that ultimate comes in as well, and this might be on that Lord, the Lord fight coming through, and now fast kill -4, and that's Vizsla going down, and HAO still doing everything they can, but Carmos confirms that kill now. Ling trying to get the damage on, but he's not going to find any value. He's got to go back, and he's going to be able to skip that one. Scary stuff.
Yeah, I mean, him actually going back using the Blade of Tempest, that was actually a wise move, because this Lord is still available. And if they want to secure this Lord, then Kenpachi is going to have to pull off his steal. They have 2 members down compared to HAO, which only have 1 member down, compared to SOTEN KISHIDAN. So right now, Kenpachi has an opportunity to make a steal, and then he comes in with the Finch Boys. MC finding the spell of Alpha on him, but he will get out. Just before that could be lethal. But then again, trying to find as much batting path as possible. Nowhere to be found. Their jungler, Kenpachi, loses that retribution, but takes the EXP as compensation as MC takes him down. That is not really a good position right now. SOTEN won that Lord. I mean, MC did a good job in securing that Lord. A little bit too late, and Kenpachi would have taken that and secured the Lord, because right now the waves are against SOTEN. So if they are not taking that Lord, the waves will be even more against them, considering that they're really, HAO is really pushing the mid lane. My goodness, they're ignoring that Lord and pushing the mid lane. HAO are trying to take the game here. My goodness,
what am I watching?
My goodness, is this the match? Is this the end?
Jesus freaking Christ! You have to be fucking joking!
Oh, take the game! Oh my goodness!
No, you're joking. I lie. This is a dream. I am dreaming, and there's no way how I won this game. It is not
Oh my
possible.
God. This is insane. This is insane. How did they
How?
do this? They had an AFK mage. They showed that even with an AFK mage, SOTEN stood no chance against them. They were undefeated, undisputed, and irrefutable. This is a team that cannot be beaten in this tournament. My goodness. Looks like you get to keep your rent, Carl.
I get to keep the rent, but how does this happen? I am confused. I just saw them lose the Lord. How did they find their way back to the base and win the freaking HAO? No, HAO, guys. You guys are the GOATs, man. You guys are the GOATs. HAO, best team in Africa right now, chat. My rookies tournament, though, I don't know. But they are good. Nah, this was something else. HAO.
I mean,
Absolute cinema, man. Absolute cinema.
cinema. Losing that Lord kind of made SOTEN think that, they had an advantage against getting that Lord kind of made them think they had an advantage against HAO. But HAO saw an open.
What the hell was the HAO?
Yeah.
How? How does that happen?
I mean,
How do you? I
how
mean,
did
2-0 becomes 3-2, and the way they won the last game there, that was nothing. That was nothing normal. That was absolutely supernatural. They might have done some black magic there, man. Damn.
I mean, we did talk about this. We said overconfidence is a thing that might be a problem for SOTEN. I mean, they lost the third game, they lost the fourth game, and then them losing the fifth game, even though they had the momentum. I mean, we saw how was trying to make a comeback there. They were trying to gain back the advantage, and then they just look at it and say, "Oh, I thought how would like retreat and defend after they lost that Lord, after Kempachi lost that rectory." It was like, oh, all hope had been lost. The waves were now on the side of SOTEN. But Howard said, okay, this is where we use our trump card. This is where we show the world that we are the undefeated team, and there's a reason why we never lost to SOTEN, even in the group stage, and why we're not going to lose to them right now.
I can't lie, man. I am astonished there, and I am going to write. I'm going to write this down in a book or somewhere. How are the best team in Africa right now? I'm going to write that down. I don't care who argues that. Argue with your phone. Right now, they are the most respectable team I know in Africa, no doubt. This guy's absolute god mode, absolute best, absolute beautiful guys to watch, man. Look at them, guys. Look at them. Zenos, the Max, man. That man was literally the godfather. This guy was heavy carrying it. He wasn't alone. Every single player in that team put to work, and they made sure they go and get that win. How big shout out to you guys, man. Big shout out to SOTEN as well. They fought hard, but it just wasn't going to be their game. How champions, here we go. Play the song, man. We are the champions. We are. That's them, man.
Yeah. We are the champions. How it looks like me and you actually supporting how wasn't actually glazing. We were actually like supporting the winning team. It looks like we kind of like saw it from the beginning. We kind of like, and then you had to like stake your rent and like, oh, I'm all in. I'm all in.
All in, man.
Supporting how. So like that was actually a very beautiful performance from both teams. SOTEN really did so well, and unfortunately the card just wasn't in it for them. And hopefully it will be next time. But then again, before you guys go off, chat, before you guys go off, please give big shout outs to my fellow commentator here, Carl, and our technical team, production. All you see here and all you enjoyed just now, the edits, the graphic designs, and all that, that's brought to you by Real Time Productions. And right now, we're trying to scale this up to something that you can enjoy. And please shout out to the team. I really hope you guys continue to support us in the future. Thank you so much for joining me, Carl. Thank you so much tonight. I really enjoyed our collab commentary tonight. I really had fun, and obviously, we're not gonna be sticking your rent next time.
No, my rent stays in my rent, man. It stays in my bank. No, it's not good anywhere, bro. Well, yeah, big one to you, man. Big shout out to you there. Big shout out to the Mobile Legends community as well, guys. You guys are amazing. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here, guys. Big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to Real Time Production, and thank you guys for having us. We'll see you guys in the next one. Just.
Yeah, I wish you guys good night, and hopefully you don't get to be find it too controversial the HAO one. You don't have to say there's a lot of support and all that, and one-sidedness. No, SOTEN did so well. SOTEN tried, but somehow the card just wasn't in it for them. And with that being said, this is good night from me, and probably good night from you, Carl. Are you still on the stream? Because I'm
Absolutely,
going
man.
off.
Good night, Brisky. Good night, Brisky.
Okay,
Good night,
all
man.
right. All right, then. I'll see you guys some other time. Thank you so much for staying up to this point. You guys are amazing. Good night, guys.
よっとみんなで力を合わせて戦うんだってばよ。
宣言加速猛火球の術はアルト
口寄せの術
打ち寄せの術